make you feel at home.
Channel 5 presents from Gloucester County College, it's the District 29 Finals. Hi everybody, I'm Nick Berzacali along with John Bojanin. And John, for the first time I think in a long time, Paulsboro has not clinched the team title before the finals.
We have a race. We have a race going into the finals.
We have, am I on here, Nick? Can you hear me, buddy? Let's see if we have technical difficulties on John's side, but there you go.
That.
You'll
yes,
get it.
we have a race going into the finals. We have 134 points for Paulsboro, 120 points for West Deptford, and conceivably Paulsboro could lose.
Paulsboro starts off, they have 5 people in the finals. Paulsboro has 6 people, Pittman has 5 wrestlers.
Right.
Paulsboro could clinch it if Seneca Cooper gets a major decision at 103 pounds, but he's up against a very difficult opponent, Bill Lucas.
Yeah, what you're looking at going into a finals like this is each time a wrestler wins, he gets 4 more team points for getting first place. If he wins by a pin or a default, some kind of a default, he gets 2 extra team points, 1.5 for a tech fall and 1 point for a major. So you're looking at the scoring right now. Paulsboro's got 134, West Deptford 120, Pittman 91.5. Pittman's got 5 guys in. The maximum points for Pittman would be 30 points. So they can't catch Paulsboro. But the maximum points for West Deptford with 3 finalists is 18 points. They could get 138 points if they pin out. So that's the key right there. Paulsboro would have to lose every bout in the finals, and West Deptford would have to pin out, as long as there's no team's points deducted.
Okay, thanks, John. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the public address announcer and the finalists for tonight's match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1993 District 29 finalists. Coach of the Year Award.
Gloucester County College with Steve Aniszewski, tonight's public address announcer.
District 29 Coach of the Year's team won the 1992
We're getting ready to announce the
Championship.
Coach of the Year for District 29.
They finished second in the Deep Creek, Virginia Tournament Championship.
Well, the only team from District 29 that finished second in Deep Creek is Paulsboro, so that takes the suspense away from who the Coach of the Year is, Nick.
So it looks like head coach Paul Marine is going to be District 29 Coach of the Year.
Group 1
Not a bad choice. Coming in this year, a lot of skeptics out there, including myself early in the season, wondering how they could get through a schedule and stay undefeated. And when they lost to Delsey, I think a lot of people thought they were vulnerable. And boy, he's really done a great job with a young team. They only had 3 graduating seniors to bring him back to win the state Group 1 championship and on the verge of winning another district championship.
At 158 pounds in 1977. He went to James Madison University, a 2-time Eastern Regional champ with 106 college victories. His coaching record this year, 21-1, 163-1 for his career. The 1993 District 29 Coach of the Year, Paul Marina.
Paulsboro fans really appreciate what Paul Marina has done this year. Like you said, John, not too many people really thought he could do what he did, and he has an outstanding year, and he's got 6
And now, ladies and
Paulsboro
gentlemen, the finalists in the 1993 District 29 Championships. At 103 pounds, a junior, the number 2 seed in this weight class. He placed 3rd in District 29 at this weight in 1992. His record 22-4 this year. 52, 19-1 for his career. From Woodbury High School, Bill Lucas. His opponent is a freshman. He's the #1 seed in this weight class. His record 25-1 this year. From Paulsboro High School, Seneca Cooper. At 112 pounds. This freshman is the #1 seed in his weight class. 19-4 this year from Pittman High School, Scott Seibert. His opponent is a senior and the #2 seed in this weight class. 22-4 this year, 47, 18-0 for his career from Woodstown High School, Trip Baum. At 119 pounds. A sophomore, the #2 seed in this weight class. He was a runner-up at 103 pounds in District 29 last year. 20-3 this year, 43, 7-0 for his career from Pittman High School, Jeff Kinney. His opponent is a senior and the #1 seed in this weight class, a 4-time district finalist. He won the district championship at 103 pounds in 1991. He has placed 3rd and 4th in the Region 8 tournament. 27-1 this year, 119-2 for his career from Paulsboro High School, Ernie Maiden. At 125 pounds, a junior, the #1 seed in this weight class, a 2-time district place winner and a defending district champion at 103 pounds. He also placed 3rd in Region 8 last year at 103. 24-0 this year, 67, 14-1 career from Clearview High School, Joel Thomas. His opponent is a sophomore and the #2 seed in this weight class. 23-4 this year from Paulsboro High School, Greg Harvey. At 130 pounds, a senior, the #1 seed in this weight class, a 4-time district place winner. He won the District 29 championship at 112 pounds in 1991. 24-0 this year, 83, 13-2 for his career from Woodbury High School, Jim Monahan. His opponent is a junior, a 3-time district finalist, the #2 seed in this weight class. He also placed 4th in Region 8 in 1992. His record 25-2 this year, 73, 12-1 career from Glassboro High School, Mark Somm. At 135 pounds, a senior and the #1 seed in this weight class, a 4-time district place winner, runner-up in 91 and 92. 20-2 this year, 77-18 for his career from West Effort High School, John Kama. His opponent is seated 2nd. He's a senior and is a defending district champion. He's a 4-time district place winner and was 4th in Region 8 in 1991. 22-3 this year. 79-20 for his career from Woodstown High School, Chris Mason. At 140 pounds, a senior, the number 2 seed in this weight class, a 3-time district place winner, 24-2 this year, 72-30 for his career, from Kingsway High School, Sean Everwine. His opponent is a senior. He's the number 1 seed in this weight class. He was a 1991 District 29 champion at 119 pounds. 23-5 this year, 67-30-1 career, from Paulsboro High School, Craig Randolph. At 145 pounds, a freshman, the number 3 seed in this weight class, 17-6 this year, from Pittman High School, Chris Bailey. His opponent, a senior, the number 1 seed in his weight class, a 3-time district place winner, 23-3 this year, 59-32-1 career, from Glassboro High School, Charlie Ellis. At 152 pounds, a senior, the number 2 seed in this weight class, a 2-time district place winner and a 2-time region place winner, 19-3 this year, 82-23-1 career, from Pittman High School, Matt Musto. His opponent is a senior. He's the number 1 seed in this weight class, a 3-time District 29 champion, a 3-time Region 8 champion, a 3-time New Jersey State place winner. He placed 6th in 1990. He was a 1991 145-pound New Jersey State champion. He was runner-up at 145 in the state tournament last year. His record, 29-0 this year. His career record, the 2nd winningest wrestler in South Jersey history, 130 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie, from Paulsboro High School, Matt Suter. At 160 pounds, a senior, a district runner-up in 1992, 20-3 this year, 70-26-2 career, from Pittman High School, Howard Dreisaker. His opponent is a junior and the number 1 seed in this weight class, a district runner-up in 1992. 22-4 this year, 55-21-2 career, from Glassboro High School, Mike Reeves. At 171 pounds, a senior and the number 2 seed in this weight class. He was a district runner-up in 1992 and finished 4th in the Region 8 tournament. 20-2 this year, 54-21 career, from West Deptford High School, Vince Layton. His opponent is a senior and the number 1 seed in this weight class, a 2-time district place winner, 20-0 this year, 74-9-1 career, from Deptford High School, Ernie Carter. At 189 pounds, a senior and the number 2 seed in this weight class, 22-1 this year, 55-33 career, from Kingsway High School, Clint Yingling. His opponent is a sophomore and the #1 seed in this weight class. 23-5 this year. 34-14-0 career from Paulsboro High School, Mike Bell. At heavyweight, a senior, the #1 seed in this weight class. 20-5 this year. 26-10 career from West Effort High School, Mike Gattuso. His opponent, a senior, and the #2 seed in this weight class. 21-4 this year, 38-22 career from Kingsway High School, Mark Can. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you all please
Let's take a break from Gloucester County College, and we'll be back right after this. £103, Seneca Cooper, freshman. He's 25-1 from Paulsboro, going up against Bill Lucas from Woodbury, 22-4, and he's a junior. And John, as we said earlier in the beginning of the show, Seneca Cooper wins this match by a major decision. Paulsboro will win this, their 22nd straight District 29, but Bill Lucas, obviously a very tough wrestler. They wrestled earlier in the season, and Cooper won 3-0.
Right, and not only would they be winning their 22nd straight district title, Nick, but at number 30 overall, which is a pretty amazing feat considering that #2 in the all-time list in South Jersey is Highland with 14.
This is the first of 2 Woodbury wrestlers we'll see tonight. Jim Monahan at 130 pounds, the outstanding senior there.
Nick, I'll tell you how these wrestlers got to the finals. Been here for 2 days watching all the bouts. Seneca Cooper, the #1 seed, had a 1 minute and 8 second fall over John Walker of Woodstown in the opening round on Friday night. He beat Jeff Satterfield from Glassboro 3-1 this afternoon in the semifinals. First period takedown being the deciding points, 3-1. Bill Lucas, the #2 seed, advanced with a fall, 21 seconds over Steve Albinson of Gateway. And then he clearly was dominant in the semifinals when he decisioned Steve Sorbello of Clearview 9-0. Jeff Satterfield of Glassboro come back with a 149 fall in the consolations, and it will advance to the Region 8 tournament at Absegami.
Tonight's official to start off at 103 pounds, Roy Fenimore, and then Marv Hamilton, the side judge.
Veteran Roy Fenimore, been around a long, long time, and Marvin Hamilton said before the finals this may be his last year of officiating, Nick.
So stall warning called on Cooper of Paulsboro. 22 seconds remaining in the first period.
Seneca Cooper, of course, Nick, well documented by a lot of our telecasts so far. 25-1, his only loss to Sean Darnell of Great Bridge in the finals of the Deep Creek tournament. Bill Lucas has lost to Cooper in a dual meet. He lost to Sterling of Absegami, who's undefeated. He lost to Scott Siebert 9-7, who'll be in the finals at 112. And he lost to Matt Cifigalio of Buna. I know I killed that Italian name, Nick.
3 seconds remaining. You can see head coach Paul Marino with Dean Duca, one of the assistant coaches for Paulsboro. And that'll end the first period scoreless at 103 pounds.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, Nick.
Well, they wrestled so close during the regular season. Very cautious beginning.
There you see Bill Lucas Sr. He's the head coach at Woodbury. That's Bill Lucas's dad, Rip Jamison, the assistant coach in the corner with Bill Lucas. Lucas looked very, very physical, Nick, in the semifinals when he won 9-0. Completely dominated Steve Sorbello.
Lucas still has the cross body ride in, so there shouldn't be any control. But they're going to give a neutral to Cooper. So Cooper gets the escape with 1:45 remaining in the second period. Just looking at the finals we have tonight, Clearview has 1 wrestler in the final, Deptford 1. Glassboro has 3. Kingsway 3, Paulsboro 6, Pittman 5, West Deptford 3, Woodbury 2, and Woodstown 2. First time in a long time we're not going to see a Gateway wrestler in the final.
And I'll tell you what, Nick, we got a sellout crowd here tonight, almost standing room only, and you know they were treated to some excellent wrestling in the consolations. We'll mention each of those third placers as we go from weight class to weight class, but the big thing that put Paulsboro on the doorstep of winning another district championship is the fact that they went 3 for 3 in the consolations. Mike Robustello had a big win over West Deptford's
Joel Sherman.
Pete DePaul won at 130 pounds.
And the match is going to stop momentarily. It's going to be a stall warning against Cooper, and 1 point is awarded to Lucas, so it's tied 1-1 with 1:13 remaining.
Wow. I don't know. I profess to not know what stalling is. And 171, Jason Lucci of Paulsboro won. So they were 3 for 3 in the consolations. On the other hand, West Deptford had 7 wrestlers in the consies and only one, and they won 4 times. Look at this.
And there's the takedown by Lucas.
I tell you, Lucas looked very determined in the semifinals. Looked ready to wrestle.
Well, all 4 rounds of this competition, John, means something for the team. Every time you win, you get points. Every time you pin, you get points. I mean, it's really probably conceivable that you can win a team title with maybe not having anyone in the finals, just as long as everyone scores points and gets major decisions, superior decisions, or maybe some pins.
This is the last of the team competition. Those wrestlers who placed 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in this District 29 tournament will move on to Absegami High School for the Region 8 tournament, which is the qualifier for the state tournament, which will be held the following week. The first round is so-called super regional round, and we'll be there. We'll be on a Tuesday night, Nick, instead of Wednesday like it was last year. There's night school at Cherry Hill East, and they don't want all those cars in the parking lot. So Region 7-8 Super Regional will be at Cherry Hill East on a Tuesday night, and then the following Friday and Saturday, they will be at the state site in Convention Hall with all the regions coming together. And one big difference from last year, wrestler last year, if he lost in the 2nd round at Cherry Hill East, his opponent had to win the next round in order for him to continue. This year, automatically, he's in the wrestlebacks.
Well, that assures some more wrestling then, at least.
Yes, absolutely.
10 seconds.
One more bout.
Yep, 10 seconds remaining in the 2nd period. Lucas of Woodbury leading 3-1. Doing an excellent job trying to turn over Cooper. He does. He's going to get a 2 count. And there's 2 points near fall for Bill Lucas of Woodbury. He'll take a 5-1 lead going into the 3rd period.
A little bit of experience you're seeing here, Nick, as you see Paul Marina out trying to get Seneca to remember he's got to hustle. The experience factor here is that Bill Lucas has been there before, Nick. Been there before. Seneca Cooper, a freshman, and this is his first loss way back in December in the Deep Creek tournament. Bill Lucas last year, Nick, 3rd. At this weight class, same weight class, Joel Thomas of Clearview pinned Jeff Kenny of Pittman, and Lucas was 3rd to qualify for the regionals.
Paulsboro leading in a team scoring so far, 134 points. Their nearest opponent, West Deptford, 120, then Pittman with 91.5 points.
Cooper's got to take him to the matter. He's going to be called for stalling.
And he's already been called for stalling already. He's already got 1 point against him. 138 remaining.
Upset per se in the making here, Nick. Cooper walked in 25-1. Lucas walked in 22-4. One of the losses to Cooper. So Lucas has a chance here not only to avenge one of his losses, but to win that first championship District 29 medal as a junior. Cooper will be back 3 more years. He's a legitimate freshman, Nick. He's got 3 more years of varsity wrestling ahead of him.
Lucas doing a really outstanding job on the bottom. He's getting up constantly, not giving Cooper an opportunity to turn him over. And Cooper elects to start in a freestyle position. Gives the 1 point up, so Lucas leading 6-1. 122 remaining in the 3rd period.
And the smart thing to do, Nick, I mean, Cooper's been good on his feet all year, and he's got to go look for the big move, as you like to call it, a takedown to a near fall. But of course, Lucas with a 6-1 lead, he can afford to be a little defensive out there and control his own destiny.
1:14 remaining. First bout of the evening, and that's going to be the first stall warning against Lucas of Woodbury. 103 pounds. One minute. Lucas of Woodbury leading 6-1. Taking a look at the team scoring, I guess if you are from West Deptford, you got to be pulling for Lucas of Woodbury here, because in order for West Deptford to win this, Paulsborough's got to be shut out in the finals.
It's the only way, Nick. You know, I sensed this afternoon when I was watching Seneca wrestle, he won 3-1 against Jeff Satterfield of Glassboro, and he didn't look as explosive as he had looked in earlier competition.
31 seconds. No points.
Time running out on Cooper, Nick.
Yeah, Lucas can just stay where he is, keep facing Cooper. He'll win this match. 14 seconds. Cooper trying a headlock, unable to get the move. 12 seconds remaining. Lucas winning 6-1.
And the frustration, you can see it all over Cooper. It's a shame. He's had a great year, but outfoxed in this one, Nick.
5 seconds. 3 seconds. And there you have it. The first upset of the evening at 103 pounds. Woodbury's Bill Lucas wins 6-1 over Paulsboro Seneca Trooper. Really a nice job by Lucas. Came out right from the get-go, wrestled all 6 minutes, and is taking home his 103-pound district title.
Excellent job, Nick. Had a plan of attack, and he made it work perfectly.
We're waiting for the 112-pound weight class where we'll see an outstanding freshman, Scott Seibert, from Pittman. He's 19-4, going up against Trip Baum, a senior from Woodstown. He's 22-4. Pittman's head coach, Chuck Williamson, first-year head coach. He has 5 wrestlers in tonight's finals.
Done a nice job with yeah, it's done a nice job with Pittman this year. Of course, Chuck Williamson Jr. for so many years, an assistant or a co-head coach with his father right here at Gloucester County College. Chuck Williamson Sr. away this weekend with 6 of his wrestlers out in Bismarck, North Dakota. Scott Seibert comes into this match with 4 losses to Grams of Absegami, this Vaughn of Woodstown that he's wrestling right now, Highland of Pennsville, and Leone of Delsey. Trip Bond, actual given name, Nick, Trip, according to head coach Joe Fresney. Lost to Bobby Hansen of Buna by fall, Jeff Green of Pennsville by decision, Joe Melchior of Kingsway by decision in overtime, and he also lost by fall to Scott Seibert. So they've beaten each other. He lost by fall, but he beat Seibert 2-1.
So this is the rubber match. At 112 pounds, we're scoreless, 125 remaining in the first period.
Tripp's plan, since he's a senior next year, to go to Old Dominion University. Scott's plan, since he's a freshman, or come back and wrestle 3 more years at Pittman.
He's not turning pro, is he, this early on? John, it's good to see for the first time, I think, in a long time, District 29, the team title has not been clinched. There's some balance, there's some parity.
Well,
it won't be decided until maybe after 1 or 2 wrestlers are over.
Yeah, and we had said this, Nick, going into the district tournament this year. We had mentioned on our previous telecast that there's a lot of great talent in the county this year, and we kind of figured that West Deptford would be in the race, and they are. I thought they would have maybe a few more wrestlers in the finals, but they have 3.
They had a very, very difficult semifinals this afternoon.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's where it really hurt them. They couldn't get too many people in.
Well, they had 7 people. They had 10. They had more than Paulsboro going to the semis. They had 10. Paulsboro had 9. As you see, a caution given to Woodstown here. We're not going to start that over again, are we?
Start the clock. Stan, get the meter running.
Caution, caution. The other night we had cautions galore.
30 seconds in the first period.
But yeah, you're right, Nick. Pittman's done a great job in this tournament, and Clearview's had a couple of outstanding wrestlers in the tournament.
Well, we're waiting. Yeah, we're going to see Joel Thomas at 125. Right? He's undefeated. He's 24-0, and he's going to go up against an outstanding sophomore, Greg Harvey of Paulsboro. That's going to be an interesting match.
And you know, we saw some great wrestling from some Gloucester wrestlers too. They were in the Group 1 final against Paulsboro, and it, excuse me, kind of turned out not as close as what Coach Ron Ferrell would have wanted. But they've done a great job this year of pulling together like a family and talk with some of the parents from the Gloucester wrestlers, and some of them been together since they were in the midget leagues, and they've done a fine job.
And that's the end of the scoreless first period.
But two matches in a row, Nick, with no score after the first period. Yeah, you were talking about the closeness of score, Nick, and you have to get back a long way to find where another team actually had a shot at Paulsboro in the evening round. A lot of times it was clinched going in. Paulsboro won by 70 points or so last year, and over 100 points to 91, and close to 100 points in 90, and right on down the line. You got to go back a long way to find out where Paulsboro didn't win by a huge amount of points. Back in '83, they won by 34, and '84 they won by 41, and that's how long ago you have to look back. I'm glancing at some of the old district results, and of course, the last time Paulsboro didn't win a district was back in 1971, I believe, Nick.
And there's the escape for Seibert. And of course, tonight, going into the finals, there's only a 14-point differential between Paulsboro and West Deptford. So there is that glimmer of hope still for West Deptford to pull a major upset, but this is the time where their fate rests in other teams' hands.
Yes.
They need the other teams to beat the Paulsboro wrestler. They'll be pulling for him.
They need help, there's no question. I mean, they could have helped themselves. There's Joe Fresnay, the veteran, or not a veteran coach, but only been at Woodstown for 3 years now. And assistant coach in the corner with him is Jim Kelly for this particular bout. We'll see another assistant in a later match. And of course, Chuck Williamson Jr. being assisted by John Barcelo, the great state champion from Pittman.
Baum was hit for a caution on the line. And he gets the takedown. 54 seconds remaining in the second period. Nice job by Trip Baum getting the takedown. He leads 2-1.
1971, Nick, the last time Paulsboro didn't win a district, and that's the year that Highland won. 79 points for Highland, 65 for Paulsboro, and 58 for West Deptford. That's the year that Tyrone Hamilton was a winner for Paulsboro, and Jack Suter, who is here tonight. All the Suter brothers, with the exception of Jason, I saw meandering around the lobby earlier. Jack Suter, that was his championship year, 1971. But those were the only two Paulsboro winners, Ty Hamilton and Jack Suter, and Highland won the championship that year. But ever since then, 21 consecutive years, Paulsboro's come out victorious, and if they win tonight, it'll be 22 in a row and 30 overall.
15 seconds remaining in the second period. Trip Baum of Woodstown leading. He has Seibert in trouble. He's going to get a two-point near fall here. There's 2 points awarded. He now leads 4-1 going into the third period.
And Trip Baum is doing an excellent job. 4-1 lead.
We're going to have an injury timeout. And tonight's match is brought to you by Don & Bert's Custard Stand, 635 West Broad Street in Paulsboro. Don & Bert's is now open for the season. Stop by and check out their burger specials. Hamburgers 5 for $3.25 and cheeseburgers 5 for $3.75. From custard to burgers, from cheese fries to ice cream cakes, make Don & Bert's your choice. Don & Bert's Custard Stand on Broad Street in Paulsboro.
And Nick, you'll never believe this. You remember the Sunday I had the other day from Don & Bert's? They did it again today. I come in here for the semifinals this afternoon, and Donnie brought in 4 Sundays.
Isn't that nice? Of
course, I didn't eat them all.
Yeah, you probably ate mine because I wasn't able to be here.
You're a little under the weather, so I took advantage of you being down a little bit. But believe me, that was, as we see, an escape by Trip Vaughn intentionally, freestyle start. But boy, were they delicious.
Well, I'm glad you picked up the slack for me and had my Sunday.
Hamburgers last week, milkshakes, now Sundays. They're spoiling me, Nick.
I guess they hear you complaining so often, it's better just to give you the food and then maybe you won't hear it.
Well, it's nice to see them open again. They've been a favorite in the community for years and years.
So Trip Baum, really, it's been all his match so far. He has been controlling Seibert.
Certainly is, Nick.
5-1. Of course, as you said, top three wrestlers do advance to Apsagami. There's another takedown by Baum, who's really starting to turn it on now. He's now leading 7-1. I think he senses that he has everything under control.
Well, you know, Nick, as a former wrestler yourself, sometimes you sniff it out there. You sniff that superiority, you sniff that dominance. Billy Lucas sure looked confident in the first match, and Trip Baum is doing an outstanding job here.
Escape by Seibert. Seibert needs the big move. He needs the big 5 points here to get him right back in this match. He's down by 5. 58 seconds remaining in the third period. We're at 112 pounds.
And Scott Seibert got to this final, Nick, by a tech fall over Mark Franny of Deptford in the quarterfinals.
And a takedown again by Baum. He's now leading 9-2.
Scott continued on, and in his semifinals, he pinned Mike Robustello of Paulsboro in 5:48. Trip Baum, the number 2 seed, won 7-0 over Steve Hawthorne of Gateway. Then he beat Joel Sherman of West Deptford 7-3. And for third place, Mike Robustello won his 19th match of the year with an 8-0 major decision over Joel Sherman, earned his ticket to Apsagami.
That not only was a big win for Mike Robustello personally, but it was a big win for Paulsboro for the team competition.
Huge, Nick, huge. You just can't imagine. Now, we've seen Robustello wrestle several times, and we know he's cutting weight at this time of the year, and Joel Sherman has grown 4 or 5 inches since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, Joel, he definitely looks much taller now than he did. I mean, you get a growth spurt in the middle of wrestling season. It's really devastating.
So,
it's very difficult.
Credit to both wrestlers for having the
being
courage
here
to
at this
stay
time
out.
of year.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
So Seibert will get the escape, 9-3. Won't be enough though. Trip Baum of Woodstown
Great job.
takes the 112-pound championship with a score of 9-3 over Pittman's Scott Seibert. An excellent job by Trip Baum. Let's go to John Mondelli and let's listen in to the last 2 winning wrestlers, Bill Lucas and Trip Baum.
First time you met Seneca, you lost 3-0. What'd you do this time?
Well, this time I had to be more aggressive on my feet. I knew I had to get a takedown. The takedown was the key to the match because that's how I felt I needed points that way. He took me down last time, and it's tough to get away on bottom, and he's tough to hold on top. Takedown was the whole key.
Okay, how much did it help you wrestling him earlier in the year?
It let me get a better game plan for this time. I knew what he was going to kind of be like. He's fast and he's strong, but I just had to get that takedown.
103 is a tough weight class in Region 8. You have any goals coming into the year? Did you have any?
Definitely go to regions. I know I can probably go far in regions. I've wrestled a couple of other guys in the region, and I think I can beat most all of them. And we'll see next week.
Congratulations to Trip Baum, a winner at 112 pounds. Trip, last year you didn't wrestle, you dislocated your shoulder, you missed the entire year. Talk about the comeback and what you did to prepare for this year.
Well, I had 9 months rehab, half of it in Pennsylvania, then half of it back home. Then I decided that I wasn't going back to Valley Forge Military Academy, and I just worked. I lifted all summer, and the rehab went well, so my doctor said that I could wrestle. I started out rough at first. I was 3-3 after my first week, and my sophomore year I was 6-0 after my first week, so it was a big letdown. And then from then on I had a 14-match win streak until I met Bob Hansen from Buna. He pinned me in the first period. But then from then on, I just set my mind forward. I worked hard all week. I ran, I lifted, I did everything to get myself prepared. And then I thought coming in here, even though I didn't get first seed, which is one of the things I wish to have, but after I didn't get first seed, I just set my mind to it. I was at least going to win it.
119 pounds, it's Ernie Maiden of Paulsboro, who's 27-1. He's a senior going up against the sophomore from Pittman, Jeff Kenny. He's 20-3.
Yeah, Nick, and what a great career Ernie Maiden's had. You know, this afternoon when he won by fall against Joe Monahan of Woodbury, that was his 100th career victory at Paulsboro. That means he's the fourth in the history of the school to be a full-fledged Paulsboro four-year starter who got 100 wins behind Matt Suter, Jason Suter, Larry DeVault, and now Ernie Maiden. Duke DeJoseph, when he was at Paulsboro, won over 100 matches, but of course he transferred in and had some wins for Cumberland High School.
Maiden, a four-time district finalist.
Yes.
Had an opportunity to win 4 titles.
Well, and Ernie advanced to the finals, Nick, by getting a 421 fall over Vince Iacona of Kingsway. As we mentioned, pinned Joe Monahan of Woodbury in the semis in 435. See a stalling call against Pittman.
And that's Dave Smith, the center official.
Right.
The ref. And we also have, is that Chris Permitto?
Right, assisted by Chris Permitto. Jeff Kenny of Pittman, 18-3 this year, coming into this tournament. He won 9-2 over Billy Thompson of West Deptford in the quarters, and then decision Tom Thomason of Gateway, 7-2 in the semifinals. Joe Monahan of Woodbury will be going to Absegami as the third placer. He beat Tom Thomason of Gateway 8-6 in overtime, Nick.
What a great match that was.
Yes, great match. Of course, Ernie Maiden's only loss this year is Tony Rodriguez of Oakcrest, up a weight at 125, second in the districts as a freshman, first as a sophomore, second last year. He was third in the regions as a sophomore, fourth last year. He wants to go to college, and I'm sure he'll make a good prospect for somebody. Jeff Kenny, we already know, will be back to wrestle at Pittman because he's only a sophomore.
That's his second stall called against Kenny. That's 1.4 Maiden.
Rodriguez of Oakcrest, Anderson of Triton, and DeSimone of Delsey were the 3 wrestlers to solve Jeff Kenny coming into this tournament.
Yeah, nice little shot there by Kenny. He got in tight. He was working for a double leg. He kept his penetration. You saw Maiden look like he was going to try to lateral drop him again, but one way to stop that is keep your penetration and go forward.
Jeff Kenny, if I remember correctly, Nick, was the wrestler in the dual meet who wrestled up against Greg Harvey of Paulsboro and was injured and won by default. Illegal slam the call.
.15 seconds remaining in the first period. Nice crowd tonight at Gloucester County College.
Oh, it's good for wrestling, Nick. Good to see so many people here.
It's actually standing room only. I can take a look on the sides and see a lot of people standing. And I haven't seen that in a long time.
No, it's beautiful, Nick. And one of the faces I saw, a very familiar face to Woodbury fans from years back, was Bobby Thomas. Great wrestler at Woodbury High School and then had a fine career as an official since retired from the mats. And he's in attendance and looking pretty sharp.
It's into the first period where Ernie Maiden of Paulsboro leads 1-0 over Kenny of Pittman, and at one point was for 2 stall warnings.
A warning and then a point. Well, you know, Nick, a lot of times when you get to this stage of the game, you got a lot of methodicalness as you see Maiden fight his way for an escape. These wrestlers now, you know, they're fighting for that number 1 position going out of this district, where they go to the regional level, and then they're up against 3 other district champions. Wow, look at this, Nick.
You know, Kenny was in so tight on that single leg, but Maiden had a really nice cross face. He steps behind. If he can hook that leg, he make it the takedown. And there's the takedown. He now leads 4-0. A real nice shot by Kenny. But Maiden had a devastating cross face and broke Kenny down and spun behind.
And we've seen her look so sharp this year in so many instances, Nick. Even the loss he had to Rodriguez of Oakcrest, I think if he wrestled Rodriguez 10 times, I think he might win 8 out or 9 out of 10 times because he just wasn't himself that night in the first 3 minutes of the bout, and then Rodriguez used all of about 10 seconds injury time, so he kept getting his breath back, and Maiden dogged him as much as he could, but lost a takedown right near the end, lost 4-3. It'd be interesting to see what happens in the regionals. I see Red Gross of Delsey is up to 119, and he has beaten Maiden in the past. But we've seen paybacks in this tournament, Nick, and I'm sure we're going to see some of the regionals.
Yeah, this is the second season for wrestling. I mean, you come in, there are no wins and losses. It's really a second season. It's 0-0. Winner goes on. That's basically how it works.
That's it. Individual glory, they call this time of the year.
It's also, if you're a wrestler, it's also, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel where you don't have to make weight anymore.
Yeah, as you see Chuck Williamson Jr. in the corner, head coach of Pittman High School, first year at Pittman, I believe, this year, because he was with his father last year at the college. And John Barcelo, I think Chuck replaced Johnny Kane.
The Maiden having a nice tight waist, near arm, tilting. Kenny not so sure he got the 2. And
there it is.
There it is. He gets 2-point near fall. And he turns Kenny back into the center of the mat.
Oh my! Oh boy, you see that, Nick?
Kenny did a nice job. He broke the arm.
Yes.
He got the arm free because Ernie Maiden was trying to tilt him back again, but he lost control and he was able to get to his base.
Oh brother, look at that move there too, Nick.
2 points near fall for
Maiden
my. Again.
Oh my! If he keeps him in bounds, Nick.
They are in.
15
seconds remaining in the second period. Maiden tightening up. Every time Kenny fights, he's pinned. 8 seconds remaining in the second period. Paulsboro, Ernie Maiden pins Jeff Kenny. 3 minutes, 52 seconds. Big win for Paulsboro there. They'd like to take a look at the team scoring because that may have clinched it with that pin. But again, I wouldn't want to go take my numbers.
All right, Nick, in addition to Gunn and Burt's, we have another sponsor, and that's the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. This last November, they inducted 6 gentlemen into the Hall of Fame. We're going to tell you about one of them, the infamous Miller Preston. Took over the head coaching job at Haddon Township in 1964. Been the head coach the last 27 years and compiled a record of 336, 106, and 7. Second on the all-time list in South Jersey behind Hall of Famer Ralph Ross of Highland entering this last season. Teams twice won the Colonial Conference. The 70-71 team was the last team other than Paulsboro to win the Colonial. His teams have won 8 Christmas tournaments, 10 district titles, and twice won South Jersey Group Championships. He's coached 1 state, 13 regional, and 58 district champions. He and his wife Lynn live in Haddonfield and have 4 children, Jennifer 31, Michael 26, David 22, and Richard 17. Hall of Famer Miller Preston.
Well deserved.
And who I called Preston Miller for many a year until I was doing it wrong.
Well, John, probably a premier matchup of the evening. We're at 125 pounds, where the undefeated Joel Thomas of Clearview, he's a junior, he's 24-0, going up against Paulsboro's Greg Harvey, a sophomore, 23-4.
And Paulsboro, Nick, has clinched another district championship. They're 22nd in a row, I believe.
Yes.
They're 30th overall. They're 17th consecutive in this District 29. They have clinched another one. Unbelievable. And what a way for Ernie Maiden to punctuate his career at Paulsboro High School.
Good double leg by Thomas. Harvey still has the wizarding, so no control.
Tell you a little bit about how they got here, Nick. Joel Thomas, the #1 seed, undefeated so far this year. He had a pin over Mike Sharkey of Deptford in 122 in the quarterfinals. Pinned Brian O'Shea of Glassboro, 128 in the semifinals. Greg Harvey, pin in the quarterfinals against Lou DiBenedettis of Gateway in 233. Then he won in overtime, one of the greatest matches I've seen in a long, long time. In the semifinals, he beat Joe Murphy of West Deptford 11-9 with a takedown, 20 seconds in overtime. And that was a wild one, Nick, a wild one. Murphy had an escape with 1 minute and 12 left to tie it at 7-7. Murphy got a takedown with 13 seconds left to take the lead. Harvey got a reversal with 4 seconds left in regulation to tie it up, and then Murphy won in overtime. And of course, those who have been here at the tournament, and those who haven't, I'll tell you what happened on Friday night. Murphy was leading 5-0 against Dave Landerman of Pittman when he won by injury default. Landerman was injured 15 seconds into the second period and could not continue, and it was so close to being called a slam that Murphy might have been out of the tournament. but he survived. He came back.
Beautiful lateral drop headlock by Thomas.
Oh, brother.
He had Greg Harvey in big trouble. 24 seconds remaining in the first period. All Thomas needs to do is sit through head up. He'll look up to the ceiling. That'll put Harvey's shoulders to the mat.
Oh, you can see Chris Permino, the one official
10
on the right,
seconds.
looking in.
10 seconds
on the
remaining.
left.
5 seconds. If Harvey stays right there, he'll survive the first period, but a beautiful headlock
Outstanding.
by the undefeated Thomas.
Joel Thomas, Nick, 24-0 coming in this bout tonight with 11 falls, 67-14 won his career. Nick, earlier this year, he was in an automobile accident. As you say, head coach John Marinelli and assistant Bill Chiaffi attending to, or talking with their wrestlers as the attendants go out and take care of Greg Harvey. But earlier this year, Joel was in an automobile accident in which there was a fatality to the driver, and he was in critical condition because they had to pry the car open to get the passengers out, 2 passengers in addition to the driver. And he missed 1 match, but bumps and bruises. He came back in the very next match, and he's had a great season, undefeated. And he was a champion last year at 103 pounds, Nick, so he's been getting the vittles at the dinner table.
He's went up a couple weight classes. Is that what you're trying to say? So we're going into the second period.
Greg Harvey, of course, first-year wrestler for Paulsboro. He's a sophomore, 23-4, and I know he lost 2 matches up in North Jersey at the Colwell tournament. He won the Deep Creek tournament. Next loss came by an illegal slam against Pittman, where he was leading. And then in Manville, against Manville in the State Group 1 Finals, Nick, he did not look real sharp, and he lost that match. But he's been a surprise for Paulsboro all year, and has had a great season, and he's run into a buzzsaw here in Joel Thomas. You have a district champion, Nick, somebody's going to have to fight you tooth and nail to take it away from you, as you see Paul Marina and Dean Duca coaching Harvey.
You know, you just saw the experience of Thomas when he tried to bring Harvey back. He got a little sloppy. Harvey looked like he was going to come out on that, but he kept his composure, stayed with the move, and was able to get back on top.
Joe Murphy, by the way, Nick, will be going to Region 8 at Absegami. He finished 3rd for West Deptford at 125 pounds, raising his record to 21 wins and 3 losses this year. He pinned Brian O'Shea of Glassboro in 335. He was one of the 4 West Deptford wrestlers in the consolation round.
1:21 remaining in the second period. Joel Thomas leading 5-0 on a really nice headlock to end the first period. Again, he's setting up the headlock once again, and he hits it again.
Oh my, what a great move.
He has Harvey in trouble this time. 1:05 remaining in the second period. Harvey gets the reversal. So Harvey has 2 points for the reversal, and we'll see if there are any near fall points awarded.
Looks like 2, Nick, were awarded because we got a should have a 9-3 score because there was a reversal.
Right, so they didn't put the 3. There it is. It's now 9-3.
That's
Joel
John
Thomas of
Marinelli on the left, excuse me, Nick, and Bill Chiaffi, a great wrestler at Gloucester High School, who also is a great wrestler here at Gloucester County College in his old haunts here, so he ought to feel right at home.
You saw Thomas trying to set up that headlock. He got the headlock, not the way he wanted to, because Harvey was able to stay parallel. As soon as he hit the headlock, he was able to turn him over, but Harvey was able to stay parallel with him and get the reversal, able to come out the back door.
Boy, I'll tell you, some sparks are going to fly down Absegami, Nick. Some sparks are going to fly.
34 seconds remaining in the second period, and looks like Thomas was going to take an injury timeout, but he jumps right back into center. Gutsy wrestler.
Joel Thomas, 3rd in the districts in 91, 1st last year, 3rd in the regional last year. Again, what you have here, Nick, is you have a little bit of experience against inexperience. Greg Harvey's had a great year, but Joel Thomas has been through these regional wars, or these district wars, twice now. He's been to the regionals where it's even tougher. Placed 3rd there, which means he got a trip to the state tournament last year as a 3rd placer. You can't beat experience, Nick.
No, it really does mean something. You know, sometimes you have 2 different wrestlers, 2 different type of wrestlers.
All right, we got 1 point for Paulsboro, and then what you had there was a technical violation, Nick.
Reached back with both hands, grabbed his head.
I think he grabbed the headgear maybe
grabbed the headgear.
to try and pull him.
So there's a point for Harvey on that illegal move. two types of wrestlers sometimes, John. You have a wrestler that can wrestle very well as a team during the regular season, and you have a tournament wrestler who knows how to get by each round to advance. May not be a flashy wrestler, but gets enough done to get to the next round.
And I think what you have sometimes, Nick, or especially with schools that probably in reality don't have a chance to be a district champion, a lot of the pressure goes off those individual wrestlers because now I've done as much as I can for the team all year. My team's not going to win the first place trophy here, and 1, 2, and 3 go to Region 8. And I'd like to finish 1, 2, or 3, but I preferably would rather finish 1.
Right. So
you don't have to wrestle the first night.
You do what you have to do to advance. So beginning of the third period, it's Joel Thomas of Clearview leading 9-4. And with that, it's 10-4, Joel Thomas over Greg Harvey.
And you see desperation starts to move in sometimes when you take shots. If you take them from too far away.
2-point takedown by Harvey, gets a bear hug.
How about that?
And again, that's, even though he's a sophomore, he knew where he was on the mat.
How about that?
Bear hug, kept the supporting parts of his bodies in.
That was it.
And he got the takedown.
You saw those knees fly up in the air as he got control on the waist.
He knew where he was.
Yes.
I mean, that was key. That's what got him that 2 points.
And I saw Coach Paul Marina signal to Harvey, okay, let him up again because it's 10-6. He let him up, it's 11-6. If you can take him down, especially take him down to his back, you can close the gap in a hurry.
So we're on injury timeout.
You see the wrestler sitting on the mat. Glenn Thompson, a trainer from Paulsboro, is serving here at the districts, along with Bill Chiaffi standing there, the former great wrestler at Glassboro in Gloucester County, and John Marinelli, who wrestled for Gene Barber at Absegami High School. And his father, Art, is a Hall of Fame member who was a great coach at Oak Crest, and he was an outstanding official, and now he's the athletic director, I think, at Egg Harbor Township.
Speaking of Gene Barber, he's number 13 on the South Jersey Wrestling Coaches Century Club. He's down at 208. Let's see if I can get this. 208, 77-2.
And that was on February 6th, Nick, and Gene had a couple more wins since then. So, you know, Gene's what a marvelous career. Anytime he can go over 200 wins, one of two things. You've been around for a long, long time, or you're pretty darn good.
And there's the escape by Thomas. 1:30 remaining in the third period. And Harvey going in after Thomas. It's 11-6. Joel Thomas of Clearview. Just looking over to the Paulsboro bench, you saw head coach Paul Marina telling, hey, keep wrestling, keep wrestling.
Out there, you saw the coaches interfere in a hurry because
their
official Chris Permitto had put the Clearview wrestler down on the mat. He thought he got taken down as they're going out of bounds, but he didn't.
Harvey snapping down Thomas.
Oh my.
No points awarded yet. And there's the takedown by Harvey. It's now 11-8, 1:14 remaining in the third period.
Well,
look to see Harvey let Thomas up once again. 1:14 remaining, plenty of time. It's 11-8. Thomas of Clearview leading.
Well, there's a freestyle start. Mickey Berchicelli's favorite move here. You let him up, you better take him down.
Just under 1 minute remaining in this third period. We're at 119 pounds. Excuse me, 125. We're at 125 pounds. And Joel Thomas of Clearview leading this match 12-8. He's in deep in on a single. And there's a stalemate called.
Well, stalemate called there because neither one was going to get an advantage. Harvey's got to do it in a hurry now. 49 seconds. They're neutral. If he takes him down, it'll be 12-10.
Good shot by Harvey. He's in deep on a double. He's going to pick Thomas up. He's switching.
Oh my, nice move, but no takedown yet.
He has the leg in. There's the takedown. Harvey on top. 35 seconds remaining in the third period. Harvey lets Thomas up.
That should make it
13-9. I don't know. The score clock is a little off right now. We have it 13-10 in the truck. Joel Thomas of Clearview leading.
That's what it is. It's 13-10, Nick.
That's right. I can see Roy Fenimore signaling.
There it is. 13-10.
And head coach Paul Marina saying, go in again on the double.
Do it again.
Snap down.
Got to do it in a hurry.
As soon as he pops up, go to the double. 15 seconds remaining. Harvey trying for the big throw, gets caught. Thomas holds on. No points awarded yet. 10 seconds.
Oh boy, what a physical match, Nick.
John, I knew this was going to be a very exciting matchup, and we're 8 seconds away from an answer. But right now, it's Joel Thomas of Clearview leading 13-10. 5 seconds. Headlock coming by Harvey. 4. Not going to be enough time, and that'll be it. Joel Thomas of Clearview holds on to win 13-10 over Paulsboro's Greg Harvey. An outstanding job by Thomas. He did what he had to do to win the match. Joel Thomas takes his record to 25-0. Let's go to John Mondelli. Brief interviews with Ernie Maiden of Paulsboro and Joel Thomas of Clearview.
Ernie Maiden, the champ at 119 pounds. Ernie, you won 2 years ago as a sophomore. Probably let down a little bit that you didn't win as a junior. That make you more determined to come back this year?
It's more that the coaches make me determined, make me remember how I felt when I lost the year before.
Okay, 101 wins now. Was that a goal your freshman year? After your freshman year, you saw how many wins you had. Did you think about 100 wins back then?
Well, it's harder to think about it back then because you don't know if you're going to get hurt or what. But as I got up around the 80s and everything, it was a real big goal of mine.
Well, for the second consecutive year, Joel Thomas wins the District 29 crown. Joel, you don't get a lot of publicity wrestling at Clearview. Your team had a good year. You're undefeated to this point. What do you do to keep going?
I just work out hard in practice and go to my coach Marinelli's house, work out with him, a little bit of extra stuff, and that helps out.
Team had a good year this year. What do you think the reason was for that? Are you getting a lot of guys out now?
Yeah, we got 4 freshmen on the team, and they're doing really good as freshmen, and everybody's working hard. So.
Let's talk about the match tonight. Greg Harvey, I guess it's the first time you had a chance to see him. He's only a sophomore. That was a good match.
Yeah, it was. He's strong. He's tough for his first year out. He'll be good.
Okay, what about Region 8? What do you see down the road for you?
There's a lot of tough people at 125. I just take it one day at a time, see what happens.
Okay, congratulations. And we'll be back with 130 right after this.
130 pounds. It's Woodbury's Jim Monahan, a senior, 24-0, going up against an outstanding wrestler by the name of Mark Somm, a junior from Glassboro, 25-2. John, these two wrestlers have met before, and Monahan of Woodbury won, but we've seen paybacks tonight. We've seen Lucas win against the previous loss to Cooper, and the way the matches are lining up tonight, anything can happen.
Well, and you know, this is interesting, Nick. Monahan undefeated going in. He got a tech fall in the quarterfinals against Tom Narcissi of West Deptford, 17-0 in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. He pinned Jake Roach of Kingsway in 4:15 in the semis. Mark Somm, a 1-11 fall against Chris Varga of Woodstown in the quarters, and then a very physical match of Pete DePaul of Paulsboro in the semis where he won by a fall in 4:51, and that brings them to these two wrestlers to the finals. Pete DePaul got a 2:34 fall over Jake Roach of Kingsway to run his record at 25-4 in the year, and he'll go on to Absegami High School for the regional tournament. Nick, I want to say one thing real quick about Joel Thomas of Clearview, then we'll skip ahead here, but Coach was telling me, John Marinelli was telling me before the session started that he's the all-time career winner at Clearview High School, and that was his 68th career win, and he's only a junior, so he's got a chance of maybe reaching 100 wins next year. Marinelli's done a great job at Clearview. Their wins this year, the highest in most team wins in Clearview history. Now, bringing us up to date on this match right now, Jimmy Monahan, 3rd in the districts as a freshman, 1st as a sophomore, 3rd last year, unbeaten this year. And of course this year, one of the losses for Mark Somm was to George Florence of Absegami, 11-9. He lost to Monahan 6-2. He has 73 wins in his career heading in this match. Monahan 83 wins in his career. Monahan a senior, Somm a junior.
15 seconds remaining in the first period. No takedown yet. There's the takedown. 2 points awarded for Monahan of Woodbury. You know, and of course, Somm placed 2nd last year at 125 pounds.
And Somm, you know, has been dinged up here a couple times in these districts, Nick. As a freshman, he had a shoulder injury, and last year as a sophomore, as you say, the Gloucester corner with Ron Ferrero on the right and Bobby Bruno on the left, he had a broken ham last year. So, you know, he's been injured coming in here, and he's pretty healthy right now, according to his father. We talked before the session started. You know, interestingly, Nick, we saw in the Group 1 finals with Paulsboro and Glassboro, we saw Mark Somm pin Petey DePaul. You know, they go way back to 4th grade wrestling each other. They wrestled each other 12 times. In 4th grade, Pete won 9-0. In 6th grade, Mark won the first matchup 5-4, and then Pete 7-6 in their second matchup that year. And ever since then, 9 consecutive pins by Mark Somm.
You're killing me. You went back to 5th grade this time?
Well, Mark Stab was here, and it was an easy bit of research to do as we see Monahan have a 2-0 lead into the second period.
Well, tonight I think we'll see another bit of history. We're going to see at 152 pounds, Matt Suter, just taking a look at the program book tonight, could be the 7th 4-time District 29 champion in the history of District 29.
Yes, and
the record 130 wins.
Yeah, it's 130 wins right now. If he wins in the finals, and we'll get to that when we reach it, 131 wins would place him in a tie for second on the all-time win list in state history. And you know, if he wins the district title tonight, his 4th one. There have been 18 in the history of district competition in South Jersey. The very first by Jerry Valleco in 1972. That was his 4th consecutive district championship. Carmel Marina from Paulsboro also accomplished the same feat, as did Jeff Hamilton of Paulsboro, and Wayne Marshall, little Wayne Marshall of Pittman, has grown up. He's a big Wayne Marshall now, still attending college. Would like to come back and coach and teach. Adam Miller of Paulsboro is we see the escape there with Ship Without a C right now, Nick. He went to Glasgow State last year. They dropped their wrestling program. He still has another year and might show up at Trenton State next year. He was a 4-time champion for Paulsboro. Larry DeVault last year accomplished it, and Matt Suter on the threshold this year.
So Monahan now leading 3-0, 1:18 remaining in the second period. Somm in deep in on a single, needs to keep Monahan in motion. Monahan does a nice job keeping the Wizard in, getting out of bounds and starting over.
So you see Ron Ferrero and Bob Bruno encouraging Somm to keep working. Bill Lucas looks pretty calm in his corner. Rip Jamison, his assistant, with him.
Monahan
stalling warning.
Yep, that's going to be against Monahan of Woodbury. That's his first stall warning.
What did he say to Roy Fenimore? Who, me? And the guy shoots at you, and you try to counter the shoot. That's a stall.
So Monahan looks like he's going to answer back with the takedown, but no control yet. He has to break him down, and he finally does. And there's the takedown by Monahan. Now leads 5-0.
Now see, you got me upset. Don't call me for stalling. I'll get a takedown.
Monahan working the double arm bar series. 35 seconds remaining.
Formidable opponent is what they call him, Nick. Mark Somm walking into this match, having already lost once this year to Jim Monahan, knew he would have his work cut out. He lost to him 6-2.
Somm is going to be injured on this. He was trying to hit a switch, looked like, and I don't know if his knee may have given out on him, but he had to stop the match.
That's what he grabbed for right away, Nick, and we sure don't want to see anybody get hurt with the regional tournament first round just days away. CD meeting is held on Sunday, and there'll be a regional preview telecast on Tuesday and Wednesday going into the regionals. Regional competition at Absegami on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Some people may opt to stay overnight on Friday and visit the glitter of AC not too far away. It is glittery, isn't it?
It's a wonderful industry, the casino industry. I've been there now, I think, 7 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, 7 years down at Showboat.
7 years at the Showboat. You see Steve Avanashevsky, who's appeared on Channel 5 Sports Week with John Mondelli many times. John Mondelli heckles the devil out of him, gets him to say things maybe he shouldn't.
Steve doing a nice job tonight as public address announcer and
tournament clerk.
Really keeps this tournament flowing nicely, not too many interruptions, and And that's key because you have a lot of fans here. They want to watch the wrestling. They don't want to stay in their seats too long, and he gets them moving.
And you saw just a partial glimpse of Christy Simon sitting next to him, a soccer player at Paulsboro and an outstanding track performer. And I wonder if it's Steve.
One-time wrestler.
Yeah, that's right.
One-time midget wrestler for Paulsboro.
That's right. You're right. And Christy may be the one who's keeping things straight over there. I had the opportunity to sit next to her for a couple of rounds, and she knows what she's doing. Big Dean Sizemore on the clock tonight, along with Freddie Schwartz from Deptford.
5 seconds remaining in the second period.
Wayne Marshall playing with the computer over there next to Steve Anashevsky.
I hope someone's doing this manually in case Wayne Marshall doesn't input properly. I hope someone's using the old pencil. But going into the third period, it's Jim Monahan of Woodbury leading 5-0. There you can see.
There you see the scoring table.
Yeah, Wayne Marshall in front of the
computer, the
laptop.
The laptop, and Steve Anashevsky in the middle, and Christy Simon on the right. Frankie Pulio, for years an official in South Jersey, semi-retired now, did not officiate this year, keeping Wayne Marshall company.
Of course, Frank Pulio, a state champion for West Deptford.
Yes.
In 1964 at a huge 98 pounds.
And not much bigger today. Well, let me tell you something. Jimmy Monahan's putting on a clinic out here, Nick. Mark Somm is an excellent wrestler. And it's 5-0 with 1:44 left in this match. You see the intensity on Somm's face there as he wants to explode. But Jim Monahan technically has been very, very sound, which I guess is one of the big reasons he's 83-13-2 walking into this match.
He works the bar arms, spins to the other side. Looks like he was trying for a half, unable to get it, but he stays in control.
One thing you see there on a career record, Nick, you won't see any more in the future, and that's at 83-13-2. No more twos out there. No more ties.
No more ties, that's right.
Sudden death overtime.
May be my all-time favorite rule change this far.
They should abolish the cautions, too, after the dose we got in the Gloucester Paulsboro meet.
1 minute, 11 seconds remaining in the third period, and it's all Jim Monahan on top for Woodbury. 130-pound weight class. As soon as I say that,
there you go. Nice move by Somm. Nice move.
Just took him 7 seconds to get the reversal. It's now 5-2, and head coach Bill Lucas looking for his second district champion tonight. That would make him 2 for 2.
Rip Jamison, the personable assistant coach for Woodbury, next to Bill Lucas. Nick, there's so many people here that they're sitting on the floor outside their ropes. This is amazing. Escape by Woodbury. And right now, the score, Nick, is exactly what it was the first time they met, 6-2.
Somm tries for a single, but Monahan was able to cross-face him, get him extended. But here comes Somm. I think it's a stalemate here.
Yes, yeah, I was going to say nothing yet because of the way Somm's locked up on the legs, and what you have to call is a stalemate.
So we're in a standing position. 33 seconds remaining in the third and final period. It's Jim Monahan leading 6-2. I guess we can say unofficially, but John, your numbers are always correct. Paulsboro has clinched their 22nd District 29 and 22nd consecutive, I should say, District 29 championships.
Yeah, 22nd consecutive championship, Nick, split between District 29 and District 28 a few years ago, quite a few years ago now. But 30th overall, now I'm impressed, Nick. I mean, anybody who's followed wrestling for the last 30 years or so has to be impressed. I mean, it just, if you could have seen the intensity in the consolations, I'm not taking anything away from this bout right now, but that set the tempo. Oh, look at this, Nick.
2 seconds.
My. Right at the buzzer.
Gets the takedown.
Ran out.
Gets the takedown on the buzzer, but it's not enough. Jim Monahan of Woodbury wins 6-4 over Mark Somm of Glassboro. Clock was not pleasant with Somm because he was in on the takedown. He got the takedown, and he almost was able to put Monahan on his back. And again, tonight's bout is brought to you by Don and Bert's Custard Stand, 635 West Broad Street in Paulsboro. Don and Bert's is now open for the season, so you can stop by and check out their great tasting cheese fries. from cheesesteaks to cheese fries, make Don and Bert's Custard Stand your choice. Don and Bert's Custard Stand on Broad Street in Paulsboro. So we're now waiting for 135-pound weight class, where we'll see West Deptford's John Kama, a senior. He's 20-2, going up against a very good wrestler by the name of Chris Mason, is a senior. He's 22-3. Chris Mason was the outstanding wrestler in last year's competition when he won, I believe at 125. Let's check and see.
That's there, Nick. Chris Mason was at
125. Yep.
You're right, 125, and he beat Mark Sam at Gloucester, who just finished second again in the districts in the previous weight class. John Kama, Nick, an institution, so to speak. Third in the district, second in the district, second in the districts. He wants a first so bad. 77-18-0 in his career, Nick. 20 wins, 2 losses this year. He lost to Saul of Millville, and he lost to Bird of Voorhees. Chris Mason, as you mentioned, the Outstanding Wrestler Award recipient last year. 79 wins, 20 losses in his career. He's a senior, as well as Kama being a senior. Both intend to attend college next year. Kama's supposedly committed to Triton Junior College in Chicago, Illinois.
It's awfully cold in Chicago.
He doesn't mind the cold. He's looking forward to it, and he said he'd like to go 2 years there, then transfer to the University of Illinois. Chris Mason, unassuming look when you see him off the mat with his glasses on. He sure doesn't look like a rough, tough wrestler, but when he gets on the mat, he takes on a different perspective.
He's in deep on a single, working for a fireman's carry, nothing yet. No takedown. Mason in deep on a single, but Kama doing a nice job keeping the Wizarding cross-facing. 58 seconds remaining in the first period.
Mason, 3 losses this year, Nick. That's Saul of Millville, 6-4, and Derek Maiden of Delsey, 9-4, and Ryan Yeager of Pennsville, 5-3. And that was a determining factor in Kama getting the #1 seed and this returning district champion getting the #2 seed. Kama beat Yeager, and Yeager beat Mason, and that was the criteria. Used to be that the defending champion, unless he committed a terrible crime, would almost automatically get the #1 seed.
John, are there times where you're in the seeding meetings where maybe you don't want top seed or you don't want second seed, not necessarily always having top seed? Is it really just trying to move people around from each other?
There are coaches that do that, especially in a district level where there's team competition. When you get down to the regional level, of course, you know the caliber of competition and you want the best seeded spot for your wrestler. But, you know, with all the experts involved in seeding nowadays, if your wrestler should be seeded #1 or should be given a shot for #1, if you don't nominate him, somebody will. Nobody's going to sit there and say, hey, this kid shouldn't be #1.
Right. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. We're scoreless. We're at 135 pounds.
Johnny Kama advanced to the finals, Nick, with a 4:52 fall over Ryan Regal of Clearview in the semifinals. As you see, head coach Joe Fresnay on the left, and the assistant coach in that corner for this particular match is Barry Kerman. Kama had a 10-5 decision over Kevin Jeffers of Glassboro. Boy, there's a story, Nick. We talked about the dinner table last week and his brother getting more morsels, and Kevin Jeffers pulled out a great 9-6 win for him over Mike Capra Paulsboro. Jeffers 11-11 in the quarterfinals, and 11-11 record going in. Capra 19-7, and Jeffers won 9-6, and Kama beat him 10-5, and Mason advanced with a 3:49 fall against Don Lloyd of Deptford. Then he beat Keith Shoulders of Gateway 6-0, and Keith Shoulders, 19-2 record, advances to Region 8. He beat Kevin Jeffers of Glassboro by a tight 4-3 score in the consolations.
Beginning of the second period, it's scoreless. John Kama from West Deptford on the bottom. Chris Mason from Woodstown working an ear-side cradle.
Had a chance to talk with Kama's father between sessions, and you know, he was third in the district, second in the district, second in the districts. The first year he went down to the regionals, he was overweight and couldn't even win, or couldn't even wrestle. And the second year he went as a sophomore, he made it to the quarterfinals where he lost to Bullion of Vineland. Last year he was really looking forward to going to the regionals, and he was wrestling one of his teammates in practice and cracked a bone in his shoulder, and that bingo, he's out of the regionals again. So 2 out of 3 years. Once he missed weight and once he had a cracked bone.
Well, Mason on top, working near side cradle. He's out to the side.
just the type of match expected too, Nick. These two, they're crafty veterans, both seniors.
Well, we've seen Mason wrestle before in the Gateway Gator Invitational, the holiday tournament.
Yes.
And Mason won that title. So he's not a stranger to Channel 5 wrestling.
He was here last year in District 29 and he won the championship.
You know, it's unusual though, he's wearing the leggings that you don't see often anymore.
The tights, yes. Yeah,
but they look like they're spandex kind as opposed to when I wrestled, it was the heavy cloth.
The old cotton, itchy stuff.
Oh yeah, you know, you definitely lost some weight when you're wrestling in those.
Yeah, these are kind of streamlined uniforms nowadays, Nick, and some schools opt to use the tights as you can see them, and some schools opt to use the shorts, and don't know if there's an advantage one way or the other, but you know, most of your freestyle wrestling in the country and in the world now has the cutoffs, and of course, if you wear cutoffs, you can have a tattoo on the leg and see the tattoo.
As John Catton has on his right leg.
Yeah. See Pete DiBiase jumping up there, and Keith Taylor, the former St. Augustine wrestler, in the corner with him.
59 seconds remaining in this second period, and scoreless.
Uh-oh.
And this time, Mason able to lock up.
Driving
he has Kama in trouble. 49 seconds remaining.
Big trouble.
If he pins John Kama here, he could possibly be the MVW most valuable wrestler once again.
Indicating how much he's short of being pinned by.
Kama getting his right arm through.
Oh my.
35 seconds. Kama fighting off his back, trying to get his right arm through.
Oh,
30 seconds remaining. Mason working this near side cradle. Has Kama in big trouble. 23 seconds remaining in this second period. It's scoreless up to this point.
Oh, brother. Oh, my.
Kama fighting, trying to get his right arm through. Finally hooks an ankle of Mason. I think that'll save him, and he looks like he's getting to his base. 8 seconds remaining in the second period, and he's over again. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
John Kama survives the second period. Big 5-point move for Chris Mason of Woodstown, that near side cradle. You saw he was working on that move the entire second period and was able to lock it up and turn Kama over for the 5 points.
Oh, brother Nick, let me tell you something right now. As you can see, Kama being attended to by Ben Thompson.
That had to hurt because when you saw Mason on the near side cradle, he stepped over, he hooked the leg. When he hooked the leg, that basically, you know, I don't want to say it put his hip out of joint, but it was not bending the way it should have been. So I don't know if that's what they're looking at, because that took a great effort to get off his back and get into the third period. But you can see John Grimace right there. When Mason locked up that leg, that's where this injury probably occurred, because I don't know if we can go back and see it on instant replay, but you saw, here we go.
Watch this.
Mason on top. He's working the near side cradle. He locks it up. Puts his right elbow down, posts the right elbow, steps over. When he steps over to hook that leg, John, that's where we'll start seeing the leg is hooked, the right leg was cradled, and I think that's exactly where we saw it, and I think that's far enough, because you saw when he stepped over, he was basically trying to take the base out of Kama, trying to flat him on his back, but it looks like Kama's going to be able to continue, and a great job that he did to get off his back and get into the third period. So it was a 3-point near fall move, so Mason of Woodstown leads 3-0.
And it's going to be tough, Nick, for Kama to come back here. Guy's been third in the district, second in the district, second in the district. See him using a freestyle start, giving him a point.
So Mason now leads 4-0.
Well, we've
seen to see Kama on the big throw. He likes John likes the headlocks. He likes the big throws.
We've seen it so often, Nick, where he's caught that takedown right into a headlock and got a pin combination. But you know, you're dealing with a guy here who was a district champion last year, and I don't think you're going to sucker him into a move for a least experienced wrestler.
It's a stall warning against Mason of Woodstown.
Well, actually,
wait, I'm confused on this one. It looks like a point's going to be awarded to Chris Mason. Did he push him out of bounds? I was trying to get the the signals from Marv.
I don't know.
Hamilton. I don't know where the point came from, but
did he call West End for intentionally driving a guy out of bounds?
Let's listen. thought we could catch it over there at the table, but we didn't. But evidently 1 point was awarded to Mason.
How about that? Well,
I thought it was going to be a stall warning, but originally Hamilton did put up the stall and wiped it away and gave the point. So Mason of Woodstown leads 5-0 over Kama of West Deptford.
Well, I'm mystified, Nick, but I've been mystified on more than one occasion. But you know, what it sounds like, or what it sounded like when he called Kama for intentionally driving the guy out of bounds. I mean, he was after the takedown. I don't know.
That's a tough
Maybe,
call.
Yeah.
1:23 remaining in the third period. Now remember, Kama elected to let Mason up this third period, so he's looking for the big move. £135. Chris Mason jumping up 2 weight classes. Just under 1 minute remaining.
Battle of veterans here, Nick.
You know, Mason has been in control this whole match, John.
Yes,
Even though it was scoreless in the beginning, it was a very methodical match that he's wrestling.
Well, he got the big cradle opportunity in the second period to go up 3-0 and kind of forced Kama to let him loose in the third period to go for the big throw and the takedown, as you say.
Well, it's 44 seconds remaining, and that's exactly what Kama needs right now. He's got to set up for the big move.
Yeah, evidently Pete DiBiase, the coach of West Deptford, agreed with the call that was made to give Mason the one other point because he didn't go over and challenge it. And
well, it's either he agreed with it or is just fed up with the call. There's no sense even going over and arguing it.
Yeah, I mean, he argued earlier today, and it ended up costing him a point. Paulsboro lost a team point when Petey DePaul got pinned and lost control of his headgear and gave it a little flip. That's a book rule. And DiBiase questioned something a little bit too long, and that cost him a team point.
You saw very momentarily there, Kama going in for the headlock, wasn't able to get it. 11 seconds remaining in the third period.
Yeah,
it's all Chris Mason. Kama really needs the big one here.
Doesn't look good for Kama, Nick.
So Kama try for the headlock there. Cross-grain single by Mason. 5 seconds remaining. No points, no takedown, and that's it. Marv Hamilton is giving a point, and he's ejecting John Kama off the mat.
I don't know, Nick. Well, things got a little tough in the end, and if he gets disqualified,
John,
Nick,
that's right. If he gets disqualified, can he move on? But let me just say the final score: Chris Mason 6, John Kama 0. And the fans here are coming out of their stands. Police officers are coming over. But Chris Mason wins his second back-to-back title, District 29. He missed the center handshake. It was really a lot of sportsmanship there. Both wrestlers hugged, shook hands and hugged. No matter what happened, at least it ended up where both wrestlers shook hands.
Well, that's sad, Nick. We can't tell because we're not mic'd over here as to what's going on. But what happened in frustration, right at the end of that bout, Kama was trying to get the takedown. Mason was trying to fend him off. Kama got a little wild with his hands, and they went into the face, and I guess referee Marv Hamilton interpreted that as being a punch, flagrant misconduct.
Well, let's go with John Mondelli with the two winners in the previous weight classes, Jim Monahan and Chris Mason.
And with me now, Jim Monahan, the winner at 130 pounds. Jim, second time you wrestled Mark Son from Gloucester. You won 6-2 first time. Did that help you prepare for this match?
Yeah, I went in there. I knew what I had to do. I had to take him down first period and just stay off my hips so he wouldn't Granby roll out of it. So I just had to stay in there, stay tough with him.
I asked Ernie Maiden the same question I'm going to ask you now. Ernie won as a sophomore, so did you. You both finished. He finished, I think, second, and you finished third last year. That helped you get ready for the season.
Yeah, it kind of did because I wanted to come back and win the district title again. It made me work a lot harder than I did last year. I did a lot to prepare for this.
Now, Woodbury as a team, didn't have a great season. Was that tougher on you practicing this year since your team didn't have a great year?
At times it did. I did get a little mad about it, but my coach told me just worry about myself and do what I can. And I tried to help the team out as best as I could, and they stuck with it. They deserve a lot more credit than they did get.
Chris Mason out of Woodstown. Chris, your second District 29 championship. Last year, of course, you were the outstanding wrestler. Were you geared up coming into the tournament?
Yeah, I really was, because I knew, going into repeat, it'd be difficult, because a lot of times they say it's harder to repeat, they say you don't want it, so I try to, ignore that rule and go in and win another district title.
Okay, Kama's a good wrestler. How much do you know about John Kama? Did you see him at all this year? Did you see him during the tournament?
I got a chance to see John wrestle against Ryan Yeager, who I lost to this year. It was the Pennsville West Effort dual meet. But I really didn't know that much about him because I never wrestled him, so everything I know about him was from watching him wrestle Ryan Yeager.
What do you know about 135 in Region 8?
It's a difficult weight class. There's a lot of guys from District 29 that are hard, and I feel it's one of the hardest weight classes in the South Jersey right now. So.
Okay, thanks a lot. When we come back, we'll go to 140 right after this.
140 pounds, it's Greg Randolph, a senior for Paulsboro. He's 23-5 going up against Kingsway's Sean Everwine. He's a senior, he's 24-2, and maybe we can recap what happened. John, I think John Kama has been disqualified from this tournament, and what that means is he will not go on to Region 8, and Kevin Jeffers of Glassboro, who finished 4th at 135, will take the 3rd slot.
That's my understanding right now. Nikki Marina ran over and asked over there what the official interpretation was. They said disqualification. So that also means 2 more points for Woodstown, the team scoring, which is moot at this point. But what it means is Mason wins by disqualification after actually winning the bout, 6-0?
Yes, 6-0.
He wins by disqualification because there was a flagrant misconduct called. That means that Johnny Cam is out of the tournament. He does not go to Region 8. That means that the 3rd place wrestler Keith Shoulders goes, and that means Kevin Jeffers has to watch his diet for a few more days.
Someone better go get him right now.
Tell him.
So he may have the hoagie, the cheesesteak. He may be at Don and Bert's right now. So someone better grab him and say, hold on, you're going Absegami.
Kevin Jeffers entered the tournament with an 11-11 record, and he upset Mike Capper, the number 4 seed, who had 19-7 record, going and beat him 9-6. Then he lost to Cam at 10-5, and then he lost to Keith Shoulders 4-3. So that makes us a record 12-13, but he's going to the regions.
What a nice snap down, drag, takedown by Randolph from Paulsboro. Takes a 2-0 lead.
Well, and we haven't said anything about Randolph, who's got 67 wins, 30 losses, and 1 tie in his career, 23-5 this year. His losses to Derek Maiden of Delsey. He lost to a wrestler from Blair. He lost to a wrestler from Manville. He lost to a wrestler from Audubon, and he lost down in the Deep Creek tournaments. Those are his 5 losses. Sean Everwine, who's being coached in the corner by assistant coaches Mike McConville and his brother Chris Everwine. Sean Everwine, the son of the head coach at Kingsway, Jerry Everwine. The dad,
another father-son.
Yes, another father-son like Lucas and Lucas. This is Everwine, and brother Chris is in the corner with Mike McConville, the former wrestler at Gloucester Catholic and York College. Sean is 24 wins, 2 losses this year. Lost to Chris Mason of Woodstown, who we just saw win a championship, 6-5. He lost to Mike Belinsky of Delsey, 3-2.
And that's the end of the first period, where Randolph of Paulsboro will take a 2-0 lead in this 140-pound weight class.
See Coach Paul Marina again chomping on the gum and saying, it's your match, your call. Craig Randolph had a 107 fall against Jeff Wade of Woodbury in the first round. He pinned Paul Nichterline of Woodstown 252 in the second round. Everwine advanced with a 16-4 major over Tony Wilkins of Gateway, and then he beat Mike Boucher of West Deptford 7-4. Mike Boucher come back in a consolation and won 9-2 over Paul Nichterline, and he will also go to Region 8 as the 3rd place finisher here.
Just taking a look at the all-time career records of District 29 wrestlers. Chris Everwine is number 48 on the list, 73, 20, and 1.
Nice career. Seems like Kama is struck with a lot of streak of bad luck here, Nick. You know, we mentioned as the match was going on there that his freshman year he was overweight and couldn't wrestle at the regions. Sophomore year he was second here and he went to the regions and lost to Bouillon of Vineland in the quarterfinals, which eliminated him from the regionals. And then senior year, it's a shame, or his junior year, had the cracked bone in his shoulder by a teammate the practice the day before going, or the week before going to the regions, that week. And now tonight, what a stunning turn of events. He gets called in a disqualification for flagrant misconduct. And we see the Woodstown wrestler getting called for stalling, or the Kingsway wrestler, I'm sorry.
Really is unfortunate
warned for stalling.
That happened.
Yeah, really. I mean, I don't know. Frustration right at the end of the match. I mean, oh wow. You know, referee Marv Hamilton stepped in as fast as he could, but if a wrestler throws a punch, Nick, it is automatic.
Yeah, it's not even an issue at that point.
Now,
52
it's flagrant
seconds.
misconduct, and flagrant misconduct is disqualification, and you just can't go on. In this state, if you get disqualified, you're out for the next 2 matches if it's dual meet season, which, you know, a wrestler from Paul VI was disqualified in a South Jersey match, Pro QA match against Camden Catholic for biting. And you should have seen Paul VI scramble in a hurry for 2 matches that following Saturday because the wrestler had to sit out 2 matches. Had they not had 2 matches, he would have been ineligible for the district. So, I mean, state's tough on it. I mean, it's a tough sport. I mean, you've been through it, and you got to stay under self-control out there. And I think the frustration of Johnny Kama being in the district so many times and never getting that gold medal, boy, what a shame.
Now, John, was a team point deducted from West Effort?
Well, I don't know if a team point was deducted, but I know if you win by disqualification, that's your 4 plus 2 more points for disqualification. So I know Woodstown got 6. Whether West Effort lost 1 or not, I don't know. Right. Of course, we said earlier Paulsborough's won this district, so it's a moot point. It'll be a close score for a change. But the suspense ended early.
I don't know if I remember so many team points being deducted.
Well,
you said DePaul for Paulsboro.
A lot of times you don't pick them up in the districts unless you're here the whole time. I mean, they get deducted, and you know, sometimes you don't pick them up unless you're here to see every bout. And
right.
Luckily I was here, or luckily or unluckily, I didn't. Whoever wants to know about it. So you get a stalling call on top.
So Randolph and Paulsboro being called for stalling.
Now they both have a warning.
And they both have a stall warning. 11 seconds remaining in the second period. Randolph of Paulsboro leading 2-0.
Oh, brother, what a district, Nick.
Yeah,
we knew it'd be tough coming in, tough competition coming in, and Jesus, we go along here. Woodbury's got 2 winners. Woodstown's got 2 winners.
Well, you sense that, John, as the season went on, where each team started getting their own identity, and each team's leaders started coming forward, and each team ended up having 2 or 3 good wrestlers in their lineup. And then you take a look at district time, and you saw that it was such good matchups for District 29 wrestling that it wasn't going to be the big blowout. So that's the end of the second period. Randolph leading 2-0. And let's go into the instant replay where we see the mishap at 135 pounds.
Now, you see the roughness. See the swing there, Nick.
Well,
now,
you know that can be interpreted as a crossface.
Right.
And there was the 1 point that was awarded. So a point must have been awarded for Mason. So he might have won 7-0.
Well, he won by disqualification.
Yeah, he won by disqualification. But you saw Cameron, he had the wizard situation in. And when he had a wizard, he was going to crossface and try to throw Mason. And what happened was, got over-aggressive on the crossface. And at that point, I don't think he was disqualified. I think something happened once the wrestlers were broke. Maybe there was a word said, I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, it was just it was a crossface thrown from left field that unfortunately ended up getting Cameron disqualified. And so I don't know if they were out of bounds. If they were out of bounds, that could be the mitigating circumstance. But whatever, unfortunately.
Or he might have blown a whistle to indicate that the match was over, and he took the swing then. As you can see, we're going to have a tie match here.
So good job by Everwine of Kingsway getting the reversal. It's 2-2. 1:13 remaining in the third and final period. 140 pounds.
Didn't Paulsboro have choice in this period, Nick, I think, and elected to go on his feet. Randolph elected to go on his feet, and that could be very, very costly here.
Randolph in 1991 was the 119-pound district champ. 1:06 remaining in the third period. We're tied 2-2.
Everwine 4th and 90 and 4th and 92 in the district. And oh my, not quite. Not quite.
You saw
Everwine fought that off very well, and here's a neutral.
There's the escape by Randolph. You saw Randolph do the Peterson roll, John, and tried to go to the feet, but wasn't able to turn to the feet. Then went to the head. As soon as he went to the head, that's what got him high, and that's what gets him the escape.
Right.
If he would have been able to turn to the feet, maybe he would have gotten the reversal, but he gets the escape, and he leads 3-2 with 31 seconds remaining on the clock.
You know what I sense here, Nick, in these district finals with some wrestlers, I sense just a little bit of cautiousness, maybe over cautiousness.
Well, that's not unusual, I don't think, in district finals. It always seems like the district finals, the wrestling is not as good as the semifinals. I believe that the semifinal in any tournament is probably the best round of wrestling.
2-point takedown there, Nick, and he's got Everwine in trouble.
He had 15 seconds remaining on the clock. This move was initiated by Everwine. He tried to roll through, get his arm through. But Randolph able to lock up, get the takedown, and maybe some back points. And he's got Everwine in trouble once again. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that's the match. I don't have a final tally score for you, but Greg Randolph of Paulsboro wins the 140-pound championship by the score of 11-2.
Yep.
A nice job by Paulsboro's Greg Randolph.
Major decision, Nick.
And again, if the match, the team title was not clinched, that would have meant big points for Paulsboro.
Yes. Nick, the Wrestling Hall of Fame, South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, will take a second here as one of the sponsors, proud sponsor of this district and regional competition, and we'll be at the Super Regionals also. Howard Pomeroy, familiar name in South Jersey, a 63 graduate of Triton Regional High School where he wrestled 3 years varsity under Hall of Famer Al Pallone. Been involved in the sport for over 3 decades, twice a district runner-up in high school. He was 12-0 entering district finals his senior year at Triton before losing to future Hall of Famer Tommy Cabal of Woodbury. Continued his wrestling as a 4-year member of Doug Parker's New England Champions at Springfield College up in Massachusetts. Came back to South Jersey in '65, started his teaching career at Haddon Heights. Was the head wrestling coach there from '69 through '75. A registered varsity wrestling official for 10 years, who officiated on the group, district, regional, and state levels, including the 1984 state finals. He is presently the athletic director at Haddon Heights High School and has continued to stay involved in wrestling as a member of the executive committee of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. Howard Pomeroy.
It's a great inductee class you have this year. We're at 145 pounds, where it's Glassboro's Charlie Ellis. He's a senior. He's 23-3, going up against the freshman from Pittman, Chris Bailey, 17-6.
Another interesting matchup, Nick. We saw Chris Bailey in the Gateway tournament early in the year, and what's savvy for a freshman. Charlie Ellis played a key role in that Glassboro football team that got to the South Jersey Group 1 finals against Paulsboro High School. Ellis 23-3 this year, 59-32-1 in his career. Lost to Garner of Shalleck, up a weight up 2 weights at 60. He got pinned. He lost to Corey Bird of Oakcrest at 145, 16-8. And he lost up a weight to Dave Young of Cinnaminson, 13-4. Those are his 3 losses this year. Chris Bailey with 6 losses this year to Goodwin of Millville, Venable of St. James, Dunk of Woodstown, Bird of Oakcrest, Boyce of Pennsville, and Jernigan of Williamstown.
All those losses are some caliber wrestlers.
Yes, no question, no question.
We saw Ellis called on a caution.
No minnows there, Nick. The losses, as we've said and you've said often, when you get this far upstream.
Fish don't swim this far upstream.
No, not if you're not good. You see Ron Ferrero encouraging his wrestler, the head coach at Glassboro. Yeah, Nick, I agree with your philosophy. The minnows don't get this far because there's big fish upstream and they can scoop up the minnows.
1:01 remaining in the scoreless first period.
Ellis's first match in this tournament, he pinned Jamie Miller of Deptford in 1:39. He had a close decision over Jim Dunk of Woodstown, 5-3. We saw Chris Bailey advance with a 9-2 win over John Rivera of Woodbury, and then decision Charlie Lynn of West Deptford, 10-3. Jim Dunk is going to the regionals as the 3rd placer. He beat Charlie Lynn 13-8 to increase his record to 21 wins and 6 losses this year. And that was the bout, unfortunately, the consolations, where West Deptford had a team point deducted.
A good single to a double by Ellis. He gets the takedown with 30 seconds remaining in the first period. He's got the cross body ride in. .15 seconds remaining in the first period.
You're not going to believe this, Nick, but I still have my 50-50 tickets here on the table. And for the 22nd consecutive year, Paulsboro is going to win a district championship. And for the 22nd consecutive year, I bought 50-50 tickets in the finals and I lost again. It's cruel. That's cruel and inhuman punishment.
So, John, you have your own streak of your own kind going there. 6 seconds remaining in the first period. Oh, 5 seconds remaining.
My, how about that?
Bailey gets the escape. What a great job by Bailey. Stands up. He knew Ellis was going to throw the cross body right in, so what do? You stand up, and that's what he did. And Ellis was high, and Bailey gets the escape. Great job. There was just 5 seconds on the clock when he hit that move.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good wrestler, and it's a sign of a wrestler here, Chris Bailey, who is only a freshman, Nick, so he's got a nice future ahead of him. Charlie Ellis, a senior, 59 career wins, and didn't mention if he wanted to go to college to play football or wrestle. Did you see an escape?
It's tied, 2-2. Bailey gets that escape about 7 seconds into the second period.
Well, Nick, if they'll just spar a little bit there, I'll tell you that in 1971, the last time that Paulsboro lost a district title, Highland 79 points, Paulsboro 65, West Deptford 58, Gateway 34, Deptford 29, Triton 11, Woodbury 2, and Paul the 6th 2, as you see a
good job by Ellis.
Takedown.
Got the takedown. The supporting parts of his body was in, and he gets the takedown on the line.
District champions in that year, Nick, 98 pounds, Tyrone Hamilton, 106, Bobby Schnurr of Highland beat Munyon of Paulsboro 7-6. 115, Mike Romano of Highland beat Lorenzo Lamb of West Deptford. 123, Hans Van Brill. Remember that name?
Yeah.
Gateway decision, Bob McClintock of West Deptford. 129, as you see in the corner, Chuck Williamson and John Barcelo, the great state champ from Pittman. Rick Bonnet of Highland beat Freddie Mars. 136, Gene Lawrence of Highland beat Dale Driver of Paulsboro. And of course, we mentioned that, as you see the escape.
Dreisecker gets the escape. Bailey gets the escape. It's now 4-3.
Yeah.
And Bailey right back in. Looked like he was going to get the takedown, but Ellis able to face him.
Kevin Jeffers of Glassboro going to the regionals now because of that disqualification of Kama. And Dale Driver is Kevin Jeffers' uncle and currently the head wrestling coach at Chalik High School. Jack Suter, who's here tonight, a major in the Marines. He beat Bruce McKeever of Highland. Pete Scarrato of Highland beat Walt Streets of Paulsboro 148. Jerry Valleco, who's here tonight, the very first of the 4-time district champions.
A nice single by Bailey. Not able to finish it off, but you know, he is definitely the aggressor out there right now. He's going after the veteran Ellis.
Jerry Valleco pinned Hank Calness of Paulsboro, and 168, Greg McLean, the great West Deptford wrestler, beat Dave Mesner of Triton in overtime. 178, John Niemeister of Highland beat Linwood Russell of Deptford, and at heavyweight, Al Schuler of Gateway beat Dale Sizemore of Paulsboro. We saw Dean over at the scores table earlier. Brother Dale lost that year. Then Dale came back the next year and he beat Bob McMaster of Deptford. And in the following year, Dean Sizemore beat Bob McMaster of Deptford. I guess McMaster was having Sizemore dreams and nightmares at night. A little trivia.
No, I would be lost if you didn't bring any trivia, at least from 68 to 71. I don't think you'd go back, you know, maybe to, 80s where I might be able to remember some things. 15 seconds remaining in the second period. It's Charlie Ellis of Glassboro leading 4-3. But watch out for Bailey because he wrestles all the periods. Four seconds. And of course, the next weight class is 152 pounds, where we're going to see Paulsboro's Matt Suter try for some history.
caution. As you can see, Bob Bruno of Gloucester, the assistant to Ron Ferrero, saying, settle down.
And that's the end of the second period, where Charlie Ellis of Gloucester will take a 4-3 lead going into the third period.
A quickie, Nick. A quickie.
What year?
79 and 80.
Okay.
You remember those years?
Kind of.
Huh? 115 pounds and 79. Nick Kelly beats Nick Mitchell of Gloucester 4-2.
All right. I just saw Nicky out there today. I saw his brother Frank.
I talked to him before I came over here. His father was here.
Great bunch of people.
In 1980, Nicky Kelly decision Brian Ace of Gloucester 5-4. Bring back memories?
Yeah, a little bit.
Among your 70-some career victories,
right,
79?
Right. I don't know. I saw something in the front of the book again. All I know is I keep looking at this book, and every year we do it, I keep going to a different column. Every time someone wrestles, there's some more wins on the board for him. But no, I saw the Mitchell family out there today, and what a great family they are. I mean, Nick Mitchell and Frankie, good bunch of people.
Yeah.
And see, that's one thing about wrestling, at least when I was growing up. I got to know a lot of good people, even though they were on the other side of the mat wrestling. Got to get to be friends with a lot of people from a lot of towns, and see, that's one thing about wrestling. I think it does get you some good friendship out there.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you see the stands here tonight, Nick, and we have people crammed in here like tuna in a can.
Well, which is good to see. It's
it's great for wrestling.
Time.
It's super for wrestling. It's what it's all about. Getting to this point, getting to the finals of the district, advancing on to the regionals, possibly a state tournament. But I mean, you have some of the faces here tonight. Jerry Valleco, what a great wrestler he was in high school and at Penn State. 83 3-1 in his career in high school, Nick. For a long time, the benchmark. And then, of course, teams were getting more matches. And eventually, Joey Melchiori of Highland was the state record holder with 125 wins. And now Matt Suter's on the threshold of setting a new state record that Patrick Lynch set. Boy, you know, just to see the wrestlers over here, but to see him come back tonight. Bobby Thomas from the 50s is here in attendance tonight. And great to see him out in the audience. And Jerry Valleco, as we mentioned, the Mitchos, as we mentioned, and we got a clock out on the left.
The clock showing 0-0.
0-0-0, Nick.
So we have to start over, I think. That's the new rules. I think you got to go back to 103 pounds to start over. I think the score is 4-3. Ellis of Glassboro is leading, and I didn't see when the clock shut off.
No, nor did I, Nick.
So we'll go to the manual clock.
There's an expression of fright on Steve Anashevsky's face.
This reminds me of a time when Efton Valhaus was wrestling up in the state tournament in Princeton, and I don't know the wrestler he was wrestling. I just remember a person getting out of the stands, moving the time clock, the pyramid time clocks out of the way that they could see the match and unblock the clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Efton lost the match, and I don't know if it was because of that, but it was a contributing factor because they weren't sure where to put the clock, where to start the time. The person just got out of stands and moved it.
Yeah. I see.
And maybe that's what had happened here. There's the
you see
the
the
plugs
crowd
behind the scoreboard there, or the scoring table. It may have accidentally hit it.
See some of the massive crowd we have on hand tonight. I see Ron Casey, athletic director for Gloucester County College, over there lending assistance, and Bob Frederick, the athletic director from Paulsboro, who's the tournament director.
So we're up and running. There's 42 seconds remaining in the third period, and as I said, it's Charlie Ellis of Glassboro leading 4-3. Oh no, is this looks like 142. Is this the time where you go over and say, hey, wait a minute, I was winning 5-7.
Well, that's why they got pencil pushers over there. They're going to keep score with what's been signaled. And
see, I was concerned about Wayne Rochelle and the seating brackets.
Yes.
Being able to input on his laptop. I don't know who's doing the score clock over there. It's probably Dean Sizemore.
Well, you got to like Ron Ferrero, Nick. He's done a great job at Glassboro with that group of youngsters he has there. He's built them into a little family. I understand they're all going over to the Jeffers household for dinner coming up this Sunday, which when we get on the air, they'll already have eaten. Everybody except Kevin Jeffers. He gets a carrot.
There's the reversal by Ellis. He now leads 6-3, and it's 1 minute 32 seconds remaining. They put another minute on the clock, so it's 1:32 remaining in the third period. With that reversal, Charlie Ellis leads 6-3 over Chris Bailey of Pittman.
Nick, you got a feel for the Robocells and the Joel Shermans and the Kevin Jeffers of the wrestling fraternity, because this is the time when the tournament time comes and you want to be at your best, and it's really starting to drag on the guys that are in the growth spurts.
It's a caution on red.
That's the second one, I believe.
That's
maybe it's a third.
Either way, they're signaling a point for Bailey at 6-4. That is a really crucial point because Bailey needs now a reversal to tie the match.
6-4 showing. We were mentioning some former district wrestlers, Nick, as you see the escape here by Bailey.
Now 6-5.
Might mention that sitting over our left is Pete Lamani, the retired athletic director of Paulsboro, the former great assistant football coach there. Nick, did you know that back in the 40s that he was a great wrestler himself besides being a great football player? He and his brother John were both South Jersey representatives in the state tournament. The Uncle Pete also was a paratrooper in the Second World War.
1940s, huh?
Yeah.
Bailey in on a deep single.
Oh,
I think Ellis was hurt on that because he signaled momentarily. It went to his face. Bailey went in on that single, and I think they collided heads. 50 seconds remaining in the third period. And Charlie Ellis leading 6-5, but here comes Chris Bailey. You know, someone forgot to tell Bailey that he's going up against a veteran wrestler because he's going after this match. He's a freshman also. A victory for him tonight puts him one leg up on the four-time district champion.
Yes. And it was interesting. He just tied his shoelace there, and earlier he almost reached down to try and tie his shoelace as Chris Bailey was coming after him. Not the thing to do.
Yeah, John, I remember in the practice room we used to play like that. Yeah. You used to say, hey, I'm tying my shoe. When you go tie your shoe, you get the takedown, right? Because the guy lets up on you.
Yeah. Well, you know, I saw Gene Kane get taken down like that upstate in Asbury Parks Convention Hall in a state tournament one time.
That's a stall warning against Ellis. 19 seconds remaining in the third period.
Oh my. 6-5.
6-5. Bailey gets a takedown. He wins. And if Ellis is called for stalling one more time, that's going to be a point against him. So it's a crucial 19 seconds. Bailey once again in on a double.
Oh my. Ever so close, Nick. He had that back heel trip there with the bear hug on, and if they come down inbounds, he's got two and maybe two more.
14 seconds remaining.
My.
10 seconds. Ellis of Glassboro leading 6-5.
Oh, brother. Oh, my.
2 seconds. 1. Charlie Ellis of Glassboro hangs on to win this match 6-5 over Chris Bailey of Pittman. And a gutsy effort by Bailey, but Ellis able to hold on and win the 145-pound championship. And let's listen to the interview with John Mondelli. I think he has Craig Randolph of Paulsboro and Charlie Ellis of Glassboro.
Craig Randolph wins his second district title. Craig, congratulations. It was a close match. I mean, despite the 11-2 score.
He was pretty tough. He was real strong. I couldn't really hold him down, so I just had to keep moving, push it.
Now, Paulsboro wrestled Kingsway during the dual meet season. Did you wrestle Everwine then?
No, I wrestled another kid. I don't really remember his name, but Everwine wrestled my friend George Wilson, and it was a really close match.
Now, you won as a sophomore. You win again now. What do you think about 140 pounds in Region 8?
It's going to be tough, but I'd like to win it. I'm just going to have to keep pushing the way I've been all year, and, you know, hopefully it'll come out for me.
And our champion at 145 pounds is Charlie Ellis of Gloucester. Charlie, congratulations. It's been a tough day, a couple tough matches, the semis and the finals.
Thanks. It was hard.
Okay, how tough is it? I mean, you were in football, played football this year. You guys made it to the South Jersey Group 1 final. To go right from football to wrestling, is it tough?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, but I've been working out since the summer. And when we lost to Paulsboro in the football championship, then wrestling in the Paulsboro football championship. My goal this year was to be the district champ, hopefully region.
Glassboro wrestles Pittman during the dual meet season. Did you meet Bailey there, or have you ever seen him wrestle before?
No, I didn't meet him. He went down to 40, and I wrestled 45.
What was your game plan going in?
My game plan going into Pittman was to wrestle Bailey because a lot of people told me he was a good wrestler, so I wanted, the challenge before the district.
Okay, well, congratulations. We'll see you in the regions.
Thank you.
152 pounds, it's Paulsboro's Matt Suter, a senior, 29-0, going for his 4th district title, going up against Matt Musto of Pittman, a senior, at 19-3.
And a little bit of nostalgia here, Nick. This is it. This is the final match of the Suter brothers. Jack Suter starting back in, as you see, a 2-point takedown given.
So Suter gets the takedown.
Jack Suter started it all back in 1968 as the first of the Suter clan to wrestle, and it went from Jack to Timmy to Freddie to Jason and now to Matt. Matt 130 wins, 7 losses, and a tie coming in here, Nick. And if he wins this bout, he moves into a second place tie in state history with 131 wins accomplished by Johnny Gardner of High Point, with only Patrick Lynch of Ocean City with 130 wins ahead.
And there's the takedown by Suter. He's now leading 4-1.
Go, Musto! Come on, Matt!
Suter also going for his 4th Region 8 title,
which has only been accomplished once in South Jersey history, when Chuck Trotman of Lenape accomplished it from 1986 through 1987, as we see another escape, a kind of a Suter trademark also. Matt Suter advancing to the finals here, #1 seed. He had a 50-second fall against Al Ledrick of Clearview and a 30-second fall against Tom Sampson of Deptford.
So he has wrestled a whole
80 seconds
in District 29 competition thus far.
Into this bout. Matt Musto was 17-3 coming into the tournament this year. A 112 fall against Micah Warren of Woodstown, and then he followed that by the 6-3 decision over Brett Fetty of West Deptford. Brett Fetty.
Matt Suter momentarily hurt there.
Oh, brother.
This would be devastating. I think he extended his shoulder. He shot in and Musto snapped him down.
Oh, brother, I tell you, I hope it's not serious. That would be devastating.
Let's take a look at this. Suter shoots in, he's in on a single. Musto extends Suter. He must have hit his head or his shoulder when he went in on that single. Something happened, either it was his shoulder. Looks like they're working on his right shoulder. Must have extended it.
Might have pinched the nerve in there momentarily.
Yeah. Yep. That's probably what had happened.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it again. Suter shoots in. Right when Musto sprawled right there, a lot of pressure may have went on his shoulder. But
No
either
question.
way, Suter's able to continue. And he leads 4-2.
We'll say that Brett Fetty, by the way, Nick, decision Tom Sampson of Deptford 13-3 in the consolation bout to run his record of 23 wins and 3 losses on the year, and he will go to Region 8 as the consolation winner here. Matt Suter, Nick.
Not
three-time
quite.
district
He has
champ.
his legs in. He does. He has his feet in. Nice job by Suter. Just 5 seconds left on the clock when he gets that takedown. 6-2. Very heads-up wrestling.
Saying that Matt was a 3-time district champ coming in, a 3-time regional champion so far. He was 6th in the state in 90, 1st in 91, 2nd in 92. Listen to this, Nick. Colleges he's considering on going to: Arizona State, Iowa State, Wisconsin, Penn State, North Carolina State, Fresno State. You know, besides being a great wrestler, he's a great student in the classroom too.
Did he leave one out, Rutgers? I didn't see that. I may have missed that. You know, this is a rematch of last year's District 29 145-pound title. Suter pinned Musto in 2 minutes 40 seconds last year.
Well, oh my!
You saw right there, Musto goes in. He tried a single. He was extended, and Suter was able to drop him and get the takedown.
One of Suter's hobbies. I don't know.
Wrestling.
Snake collector? And a lifeguard? Chasing the women? Hey, Musto not a bad record coming in either, Nick. 82, 23-1 in his career. Lost this year so far to Brown of Oakcrest, Gerber of Pennsville, and Koss of Collingswood. 3 pretty darn good wrestlers in their own might.
With that, Suter gets 3-point near fall with that move.
Oh my.
You know, it's interesting, John. I was going to make the comment before when Suter was momentarily injured. I was going to say I really feel for the wrestler who's wrestling, because I kind of think he's going to get physical now.
Oh my. Referee Roy Fenimore trying to prevent any injury to Matt Musto, closed up as they were going out of bounds, and he got a hit in the belly by Suter. 11-3 Suter lead, and almost had a casualty in Roy Fenimore, the veteran official.
48 seconds remaining in the second period. It's 11-3. It's all Matt Suter. So was there a flag, a yellow flag for spearing on that one? Because Fenimore got a headshot right in the belly.
Well,
so not only is Suter physical with Musto, he's taking it out on the official also.
Physical with officials.
I don't know if that's too smart.
Well, you know, Fenimore wrestled at Triton High School back in his youth when he was a high school student.
Was that in the 20s? 28 seconds remaining, and there's a takedown by Suter. It's now 13-4.
You know, the thing that's been so nice to watch over the years, Nick, with Matt Suter wrestling is he's so methodical out there. I mean, he is so mat conscious. You know, the moves are so smooth.
You know, what I was amazed is that he wrestled 160, halfway through the year, maybe 3/4 of the year. And I didn't think he had an ounce of fat to lose to get down to 52. That's how of a rock he is. But here he is at 152. Leading 16-4 going into the third period at 152 pounds. Now Suter looking for his 131st win.
He's amazing, Nick. Yeah, well, we've said it over and over and over, and people get tired of hearing it. That's tough, I guess, because this guy is, you can write the book. I mean, he's just provided some very great and very dramatic moments, and, you know, he wins here, you gotta ride this period out or get out this period, and he becomes the 19th in the history of district wrestling championships in South Jersey to be a 4-time champion. As we mentioned before, the others from Paulsboro, Cromwell Marina, Jeff Hamilton, Adam Miller, and Larry DeValdi would be the 5th in the history of the school. You see an escape.
No takedown yet, and there's the takedown there for Suter. It's now 19-4, and I believe that's a technical fall. So Matt Suter gets his 131st career win with a technical fall.
And a standing ovation, Nick.
Musto of Pittman. 132 remaining in the third period when the tech fall came. Matt Suter, a 4-time District 29 champion.
Marvelous. Marvelous, Nick.
And tonight's match is brought to you by Don & Bert's Custard Stand at 635 West Broad Street in Paulsboro. Don & Bert's is now open for the season, so you can stop by and check out their selection of ice cream cakes. And of course, everyone knows about their great tasting custard. So make the trip to Don & Bert's Custard Stand on Broad Street in Paulsboro. I tell you, I could use a Don & Bert's right now. I have a sore throat. I'm going under here. As the match is going, I'm going under. We're waiting for the 160-pound.
Would have been just a thing for your cold too, Nick.
No doubt about that.
Nick, here's a little trivia note for you while we're waiting the next match. In family ties in District 29, that win by Suter was the 9th district championship in the Suter household. Jack, 141 pounds in 71. Tim, 141 and 78. Freddie in 82. Jason in 85 and 86. And Matt in the last 4 years. 9 district championships in the home. Still doesn't rank #1 in the district, Nick. Who ranks #1?
It's got to be the Hamilton family.
Got to be the Hamiltons. Marvin, the official, on the mat right now. That's a little less hair than he did when he won the district championships back in 66 and 67, Nick.
Okay.
He was a 2-timer, Tyrone a 3-timer, Jeff a 4-timer, and Bryant a 2-timer.
And we're at 160 pounds where Mike Reeves of Glassboro is a junior. He's 22-4. He's the top seed. He's going up against #2 seed Howard Dreisaker of Pittman. He's a senior. He's 20-3.
And you know, the last time we saw Mike Reeves, Nick, was in the Group 1 South Jersey final when he had the unfortunate occurrence to wrestle Matt Suter, who won 20-9. Other losses by Mike Reeves were to Greg Rhyme of Delsey, Chris Kerrigan of Pennsville, and Derek Williamson of Absegami. Pretty fair record for a guy who's got 55 wins, 21 losses, and 2 ties in his career. Mike Reeves. Howard Dreisaker lost to Donaldson of St. James. Schultz of Absegami and Dunnett of Delsey has 70 career wins, 70, 26, and 2. So he's a senior. Reeves is a junior. He'll be around next year. But Howard, a nice career himself. Reeves advanced as the #1 seed with a 230 fall over Mike Murphy of Woodbury. Then he pinned Robert Carroll of West Effort in 119. Howard Dreisaker advanced with a 447 fall against Vince Palladino of Paulsboro. As you see Chuck Williamson Jr. and John Barcelo on the side. Howard advanced next with a 141 fall against Kevin Counselor of Clearview, and Kevin Counselor will be going to Region 8. He won the consolation bout by pinning Robert Carroll of West Effort in 148 for his 19th win this season.
Forty-four seconds remaining in the first period. We're scoreless.
I understand that John Barcelo of Pittman is a cousin to Mike Reeves of Glassboro. What's he doing in the corner, rooting against him?
Well, if he's rooting, he's not rooting very loud. Just trying to take a look down the matches this evening and seeing if Pittman has any winners yet, and they do not.
It's not soft over there, Nick.
Reeves is momentarily shook up as he's thrown out of bounds at the three-point shot on the floor.
Dreisaker made the finals last year, Nick, at 152 pounds. Unfortunately, the 52-pounder last year was Larry DeVault, who pinned Howard in the first period. Oh, my.
No points yet.
Oh, my.
No points yet. Hamilton wants to give him the points, but he's going to Dave Smith to see if there was any support. And there's the 2 points. So Dreisaker gets the 2 points, gets the takedown with 16 seconds remaining in the first period.
I'd like to see that on replay again.
Dreisaker lets Reeves up. What's interesting about that is there's only 15 seconds left on the clock. Thought maybe you'd ride him out or stay to the side, make it look like you're trying for the pin. Don't give the 1 point up so quickly.
Very physical there, Nick. They were headed right for you again, and you did your usual yeomanship job there, bailing out.
No doubt about that. I got to learn how to jump behind you. They don't have to run so far.
In the old days, you used to throw a single leg on him or a duck under. And
the apropos word there was the old days. And that's the end of the first period, where Howard Dreisaker of Pittman leads Mike Reeves of Glassboro 2-1. And there's the outstanding announcers. Oh, it's
oh, yes, yes.
Beginning of the second period, Paulsboro has clinched this District 29 championship for their 22nd consecutive time.
Did that back there when
Ernie Maiden pinned. Yep.
Yes. But it's been a great district, Nick, because of the team scoring. They're coming at us again, Nick. Well, you know,
the balance I thought was
yeah,
pretty good this year.
Yes, it was.
We'll take a look at last year's District 29 champions, and I can see Paulsboro had 5 winners. So Paulsboro had 5 winners last year, and I don't know if they'll get 5 this year.
No,
they can't mathematically because Seneca Cooper already lost at 103 pounds.
And Greg Harvey lost.
And Greg Harvey lost. So there's the 2. So the best they can come up was 4, and I think they have 2 under their belt right now.
Well, they got 3 in. Maiden and Randolph.
Maiden and Randolph, correct. And Pittman putting 5 wrestlers in the finals. Not a bad job.
No.
Glassboro has 3.
Paulsboro up to 150.5 points, Nick, with Suter's tech fall. Oh, brother. Look at this.
Dreisaker getting the reversal. Now leads 4-1.
Lesson last year, being in the finals. He's the senior. He's been here before. Of course, Reeves here last year too, Nick. He's a junior. And we see the escape.
Reeves gets the escape. It's 4-2. 1:10 remaining in the second period.
Joe Bucko last year. You remember Joe Bucko?
Yeah. Outstanding wrestler for Paulsboro.
He pinned Mike Reeves in 1 minute and 33 seconds last year. So as we look back, Larry DeVault, Howard Dreisaker lasted 1 minute and 36 against him, and Reeves lasted 1 minute and 33 against Bucko, and they're now wrestling each other, both second in the district last year, and they've lasted a lot longer than they did last year.
Reeves
2 fine athletes. Yeah, Nick, I'll tell you, you know, we saw Glassboro during the year, we saw Pittman during the year, we saw West Effort during the year, and I think we're getting exactly what we expected coming to this tournament. We knew I think we knew that Paulsboro probably stood the best shot of winning the district championship. But we also knew walking in that Paulsboro wasn't going to romp to a great big victory, that their wins were going to be quality wins. And that's what they've been so far. Ernie Maiden, Craig Randolph, who was the champion here 2 years ago, Matt Suter, who they expected, 4th time he's a district champ. Seneca Cooper running up a guy he beat earlier this year, but a guy who was here last year. Got to remember that Seneca's a freshman.
Yeah, the experience means a lot. And Bill Lucas at 103 pounds comes up with the big win when it counts.
Yeah.
Like we said all along, this is the second season when you come to district time.
And Greg Harvey, another wrestler, a sophomore, who's got a fine future, I think, with Paulsboro. But he didn't wrestle last year, Nick. And you get to the finals and you meet some of these crafty veterans who've been around. And, it takes the price, it takes a toll out there. You pay the price. Well, this is becoming very physical, Nick.
You're doing a lot of wrestling on the outside of the mat.
Yeah, well, as long as it's over that side of the mat.
40 seconds remaining in the second period.
I'm
Howard Dreisaker right now is 4-2.
I'm very fortunate, Nick, because on your side you have a young man that looks like he might be in junior high. And on my right, I got Nicky Marina, the former coach at St. James High School, did such a fine job down there. He's here with his wife tonight, and every time they look our way, Nick, he gets very alert there, so I feel safe.
I wouldn't.
Is he a relative too?
No, he's not.
Okay.
30 seconds remaining in the second period.
Let me see, it's a Salvatore.
Yeah, Nicky helped me out tonight. I walked into the college tonight, and I asked him for the brackets, and he was graciously enough to give me the statistics of what happened in the quarters and semis, and then of course he wanted to charge me money for it, but I was able to work my way out of that one. So 20 seconds remaining. It's all Howard Dreisaker. It's 4-2. Pittman looking for their first champion tonight, along with Glassboro. So stall warning called against Dreisaker, 18 seconds.
That's first stalling, stalling warning, Nick?
It's the first one.
Yeah.
Five seconds.
Physical contest, Nick. We saw a physical contest in Group 1 South Jersey Finals with Suter and Reeves. We're seeing the same thing here.
We're going into the third period. It's Howard Dreisaker of Pittman leading. 4-2, 160-pound weight class.
Freestyle start.
Dreisaker lets him up. Goes right into him.
Oh, brother.
And Reeves takes another shot out of bounds, but gets up.
Caution
against Reeves. .148 seconds remaining. 148, third period. It's 4-3. It's a physical 4-3 though, John.
Sure is.
It's a hard-fought, hard-earned.
Well, I'm looking at it, Nick, and you see Reeves advance with 2 falls and Dreisaker advance with 2 falls. So they're pinning their way to the finals, and chances of them pinning each other here, probably somebody would have to catch the other person. Both second in the districts last year.
He can bring Reeves down and get the takedown, and he does. He earned that. He worked extremely hard to get that takedown. He let Reeves up. He took him down. He's now leading 6-3.
Oh, boy.
Very physical wrestling going on, and this pays the toll in conditioning also. If you're not conditioned, the person who's the more physical will win.
I think the first time we saw him this year, Nick, as we see another freestyle with a little boost. First time we saw him this year was in that Gator tournament where Donaldson of St. James was his opponent, and he lost to Donaldson. I might still have that in my notes here somewhere. I carry a lot of notes.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. That's why I'm just waiting, because I know you have it somewhere.
Dale Donaldson won 6-5. How about that?
Well, just under 1 minute remaining in the third period. Dreisaker of Pittman leading 6-4. And he's going to be called for stalling, and that's going to be 1 point for Reeves. What happened was Dreisaker took that one step back, and that's all it takes. Before that, it cost him a second stall warning, and that cost him a point.
6-5. No, he doesn't want to see that 6-5 score up on the board. That's how he lost. That's what he lost by in the Gator tournament, 6-5. Here he's winning. There he lost. Controlling his own destiny here. Got to keep the pressure on.
Good shot by Reeves. He's in deep on a singlet, but Dreisaker able to bring him up.
Reeves, the taller wrestler of the two, Nick, and sometimes that's an advantage when you're looking for stability out there, or whatever you guys call that when you wrestled.
Leverage.
Leverage. That's a good word.
You got to remember, every time we start over, Dreisaker has to go forward.
Yes.
If he steps back, he'll be hit with another stall, and Marv Hamilton will call it.
Oh, yes.
He will call it.
Yes, he's done so far.
He disqualifies people in the final, so he'll be more happy to throw a stall warning on you.
There's a takedown.
And there's the takedown for Dreisaker. Takes a little more comfortable lead. He now leads 8-5 with 34 seconds remaining. And Reeves unable to get to the center. Looks like his right arm is injured.
Rod Ferrero, the coach, heads over along with Glenn Thompson, the trainer, and Bob Bruno, the assistant coach from Glassboro. Very physical match, Nick. Very, very physical. Upcoming matches, we have Bernie Carter of Deptford and Vince Layton of West Deptford. That could be a barn burner, Nick.
Mike Bell, Vince Layton wrestled his brother Frank Carter last year in the District 29 finals.
Mike Bell of Paulsboro and Clinton Yingling of Kingsway at 89 final, and then Mike Gattuso of West Deptford and Mark Kahn of Kingsway. Another finalist for Kingsway, 2 in a row at the top of the districts.
Dreisaker has a chicken wing in, and Hamilton stops the match.
How long ago did they outlaw that chicken wing? I remember when I was young and watching the Paulsboro wrestlers, one of their favorite moves, the old chicken wing in half.
Yeah, I started when I was 9, so that was 21 years ago, and it was not legal. See, I can reach back sometimes and pull up some trivia if I have to.
Yes, excellent.
That was pretty. I was having a problem adding up 9 and how old I am. That's why I was having a problem. I remember the chicken wing wasn't legal. I forgot how old I was. 26 seconds remaining in this 160-pound weight class. It's all Howard Dreisaker. He has been in control. He's been the physical of them.
Very physical.
And it's paying off. And Reeves gets the escape. It's now 8-6, 13 seconds remaining. And you got to remember, Dreisaker was called for stalling already. A point has been awarded. 12 seconds remaining.
Well, and 6 of the 8 points that Dreisaker has, Nick, have come from takedown, so probably where he wants to be. There's another one.
There's the takedown by Dreisaker. That'll clinch it for him. He'll win this match 10-6 over Glassboro's Mike Reeves. So nice job by Howard Dreisaker, staying with Reeves the whole time, wrestling all 6 minutes, and getting the title. Looking forward to the next interview with John Mondelli, and he'll have Matt Suter and Howard Dreisaker.
Matt Suter, a 4-time District 29 champion. Congratulations, Matt.
Thanks, John.
To no one's surprise, you reached the finals for a 4th time. Talk about Matt Musto. Did you face him before?
No, actually,
152 was my first time. I was my first time down in 152 for the Pittman match, but they made a lineup change and moved him up to 160, so we didn't get a chance to wrestle.
Now, at the start of the year, did you know when it came to tournament time that you'd go down to 52, or you weren't sure where you were going to be at 52 or 60?
In the beginning of the year, I wasn't really positive where I was going to go. I started out at 60, and I kind of decided that I wasn't lean enough at 60. I didn't feel that I was in the best shape that I could be. So I decided to go down to 52 and work a little bit harder and make weight and make me hungry a little bit.
You got your 4th district title. You're going for your 4th region title and a 2nd state title. If you win the region title, you'll take the state record for wins. Is that a goal you set earlier?
Yeah, that's right. When I came in as a freshman, actually my goal was to be a 4-time state champion. Now that goal I know won't be able to come true, but at least I'll be able to win the 4th region title and win the state title.
Now, how much did last year's match in the state finals get you ready for this year?
Last year's match in state finals was a tough one for me to swallow. That was my entire life up to that point. It was hard for me to swallow, like I said, and I think that will motivate me even more this year as far as my work ethic and the way I wrestle out on the mat. I've been wrestling with a lot more intensity lately, and I think that's going to push me over the top this year in the state finals.
Pittman High School is a winner at 160 pounds. Howard Dreisiaker. Howard, congratulations. A tough match. Mike Reeves, a pretty tough opponent.
Yes, he is. He's real tough.
Last year you wrestled him. You didn't have a chance to wrestle him this year. What did you learn from wrestling him last year, and did that help you this year?
It's conditioning. Our coach makes us run 5 miles every day, and we always complain and everything, but that's the difference in everything, because he was kind of tired and so was I, but I kind of had more conditioning than he did, and that's the difference.
160 pounds is tough when you get into Region A because you have Bird from Oakcrest. Are you thinking that far ahead right now?
Just trying to get past my first round, so every match is going to be like district finals in regions, so just trying to take one by one. So.
Okay, congratulations. And we're going to come back with 171 right after this.
We're at 171 pounds where number 1 seed Ernie Carter of Deptford, he's 20-0, a senior, going up against number 2 seed Vince Layton, also a senior. He's 20-3 from West Deptford.
Boy, man, I hope we don't have to blink too fast in this one, Nick. These are 2 brutes out there wrestling this bout. Ernie Carter, 20-0 this year, 74-9-1 in his career, 2nd in the districts in 90, 3rd in 91. Did not wrestle last year. Considering University of Maryland, West Virginia, and Temple in colleges, quite a football player. Vince Layton, 21 wins and 3 losses. His 3 losses to Martin of Haddon Township. We saw that on the night when Vince Layton wasn't 100% healthy. Hunsinger of Delsey and Cummings of Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania.
Nice shot by Carter in a double. Takes Layton down. Layton answers with the Granby. No control has changed.
Uh-oh!
And Layton finally gets the reversal. Has the cross body ride in, and we're tied up at 2.
Vince Layton, Nick, 2nd in the districts last year, 4th in the regionals, 55-19 in his career. Considering East Stroudsburg, Millersville, and Central Connecticut is his next port of call. Favorite pastime is riding motorcycles. Motorcycles scare the devil out of me.
No control has changed, so Carter will be on the bottom.
You got Dave Smith, the referee in this match, and Chris Permitto is the mat assistant. 2-2, freestyle start. Oh my.
Layton elects to let Carter up, which is interesting because Carter took Layton down.
Yeah. Carter advanced, Nick, with a 59-second fall over Frank Dixon of Clayton. Then he had a 1-minute fall over Dave Mortimer of Woodstown. That's a minute and 59 seconds worth of work coming in. Vince Layton, a 3:37 fall over Barry Jeffers of Glassboro. And then a major decision, 12-3 over Jason Lucci of Paulsboro. And then and another one of those interesting things in the consolation, Jason Lucci advanced to the Region 8 tournament with a 149 fall against Mortimer of Woodstown. That's 16 wins, 13 losses for Lucci this year, and he certainly has, oh brother.
Boy, what a nice single leg takedown by Layton, and that's why he let him up, because he knew he could take him down. A great job. He now leads 4-3.
Mentioning that Lucci has done a nice job coming back this year, and look at Carter explode.
And at will, Carter gets the reversal with 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Eric Stalder is coaching Carter along with
Greg McLean, the former outstanding wrestler at West Deptford. As you see Pete DiBiase in the West Deptford corner along with Doug Tenbrook. Excellent athlete at Millville in days past. So Pete DiBiase, 6 years at West Deptford. Been that long, Nick, huh?
It has gone quickly. Carter takes a 5-4 lead going into the second period. He's on top.
Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I seen Bob Fredericks as my head coach. I think he's gotten younger. I think he's looked younger now when he took over the AD job at Paulsboro than he was head coaching. I don't know if there's any fun being a head coach.
Oh my!
If it goes fast.
Oh, look at this. Got the tilt and he's got back points.
And there's 2-point near fall for Carter. He now leads 7-4.
Last year, Frank Carter is the one who beat Layton in the 171-pound finals 12-5, and this year Layton's got Frank's brother Ernie.
Carter working the cross body ride, gets high, and Layton able to get the reversal. And that quickly, Carter's out on the switch. Layton tries to re-switch, and Carter gets the reversal.
Great movement out there.
So the scoreboard's reading Carter 9, Layton 6. Carter working the armbar series, trying to lock up the double armbar.
Last year, Ernie Carter, Nick, only it was 9-1 last year. Only wrestled in 10 matches and did not wrestle in the districts. But he got 74 wins, 9 losses, and a tie coming into this match. 10 falls this year, 4 tech falls, 1 major decision.
And Layton being called for stalling on the bottom. Carter really in control on top. He's working his forearm series. He sucks Layton back, and he has Layton in trouble. 12 seconds remaining on the clock.
Look at this, Nick. Oh my.
Carter throws in the reverse half. 4 seconds remaining. 2 seconds. And thinks Layton will survive to get to the third period, but that's a 3-point near fall for Deptford's Ernie Carter. He now leads 12-6.
Oh, brother.
You can't let up against Carter.
No.
Every time it seems like there's a little break in the action, he hits you with a big move.
Boy, he certainly did there. I mean,
no let-ups.
But we've seen, as you see, Eric Stalder in the corner there looking on intently, offering some advice. Greg McLean right behind him. Greg McLean.
Come on, man, you gotta hit him.
7 years at Deptford for Eric Stalder. Carter's second in the districts as a freshman, third as a sophomore. Layton second last year, fourth in the regions.
Stall being called against Carter.
Well, both have stalling warnings, Nick.
.129 remaining in the third period. It's good to see no one has left Gloucester County College. Everyone is still here.
Look at that quick move by Carter, Nick. Oh my.
And there's the reversal. He's now leading 14-6.
It's 8 points. Major decision land. Wow.
Carter still working the bar arm series. Seems to work for him. He was able to put Layton on his back the last time with this series. And both wrestlers have been called for stalling, so the next stall warning will be a point.
Yeah, it won't be a warning the next time. It'll be a call. They've both been warned, so next time it's a stall call. One intriguing thing, we haven't seen an immense amount of cautions this evening, thank goodness.
Injury timeouts.
Yes.
We usually say that.
Bleeding.
We usually say that for the regions.
Yes.
Region 8s are usually the longest wrestling finals in history.
Well, and they also have one of the nicest fields of wrestlers down there for years and years. They've been some great wrestlers come out of Region 8.
15 seconds remaining. It's all Ernie Carter of Deptford. He's leading 14-6.
He's going to get reversed here.
And he gets reversed. It's now 14-8. And Carter will be happy just staying right where he is. And he does.
And he wins
this match 14-8 over West Deptford's Vince Layton. So Deptford gets their first and only title for the evening. Ernie Carden brings his record up to 21-0. That'll drop Layton's record to 20-4.
Okay, Nick, one more shot here on the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, one of the sponsors. Another inductee last November is in action this evening as we talk. Paul Muriello, the coach at Overbrook High School, a 60 Edgewood graduate, became the school's first wrestler to reach a district final when he placed second his senior year, Edgewood's first year with the varsity program. Also a varsity performer in football and baseball, Muriello went to Temple, where he's a member of the wrestling team there. Following graduation, he became an assistant under Jimmy Engels at Edgewood. 2 years later, he was the head coach at Overbrook. And in the last 26 years as head coach, he has compiled 280 wins, 136 losses, and 5 ties for fourth behind the all-time list. In South Jersey, behind Highlands Ralph Ross, Haddon Township's Miller Preston, and Eastern John Sanders. Teams have won 8 Christmas, 6 District, 5 Olympic Conference Division titles, and 2 South Jersey Group Championships. He's coached 56 District, 13 Regional, and 3 State Champions, including that Damian Covington, who beat Patrick Lynch twice a couple years ago. He is a coach and teacher at Overbrook, lives in Winslow Township with his wife Janet, and they have 3 children. Daughter Karen Trop, 26, sons David, 22, and Michael, 16. Paul Moriello, inducted last November in the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame.
John, we're at 189 pounds where Paulsboro's Mike Bell is a sophomore. He's 23-5, going up against the second seed Clint Yingling of Kingsway. He's 22-1, I believe, and he's a senior.
Yeah, and what we're going to tell you here, Nick, is the reason that Mike Bell is seeded number 1 and Yingling seeded number 2 is because Yingling has lost once this year, and that was to Michael Bell, 11-5 in a dual meet. Mike Bell is 23-5. He lost down in the Deep Creek tournament. He lost twice up in the Caldwell tournament, and he lost to Collingswood and Haddon Township in a 23-5 year. Quite a football player on the football team for Paulsboro. 34 wins in his 2 years of service with the Red Raiders. Clint Yingling, 55 wins in his varsity career.
Bell gets in on a back heel single.
You know,
back
Nick,
heel trips for the takedown.
We saw Bell earlier in the tournament pin J.R. Master of Woodstown at 119, and then he really struggled in the semifinals with a 7-5 win over Jason Hendricks of West Deptford.
Yeah, but
excellent sophomore.
I was going to say, what do you say about Jason Hendricks? Well, he is. I tell you, he will be giving a lot of people paybacks next year when he's in the lineup, because he's going to remember a lot of these losses. Remember, he only weighs about 160 something, 161, 62. He's very light. And he's staying with the big boys. And, you know, I don't want to interrupt you, but he did a great job in the consolations.
Oh, he sure did. He sure did. He lost to Bell 7-5 in a very, very close match, and then come back in the consolations, and he increased his record to 17-9 by pinning John Weisburn of Pittman in 307. Clint Yingling advanced to the finals with a 433 fall against Nick Samasici of Clearview, and then he pinned John Weisburn in 52 seconds. So Yingling's had a great tournament so far. Mike Bell, the only one this year to put a blemish on his record, and he's out searching for a little revenge tonight.
Bell leading 2-1 with 19 seconds remaining in the first period. We're at 189 pounds. We're one match away from completing District 29 this year. There will be a most valuable wrestler awarded.
Yes.
At the end of the
voted upon
matches
by the coaches. They didn't ask for our expertise.
Well, John, if you had a vote tonight, where would you cast your ballot?
Well, if I had a vote tonight, my number 1 vote would probably go to that Matt Suter.
I think I'd have to agree with you.
Talking about outstanding, and he's had an outstanding career, but he's also an outstanding tournament. A 50-second pin, a 30-second pin, a tech fall against a fine wrestler, Matt Musto of Pittman. I think that's where I'd have to cast my vote.
Well, we're into the second period, and Bell of Paulsboro on the bottom. He's leading 2-1 over Clint Yingling of Kingsway.
And we have an escape. Mike Bell, Nick, when he puts his mind to it, certainly does a great job out there. I mean, he really fires after people, and then other times it hits a little low out there, and we're brought back to the reality that he's a sophomore in high school and has many roads to travel, many things to learn. Here he's wrestling a senior, so we're talking about at least two more years of maturity on the mat. And that takes its toll in tournament wrestling.
So Bell gets the escape. He leads 3-1. First 3 wrestlers advance to Apsagami. We'll be there. I've always enjoyed Apsagami. I like their facilities. I like the way they run their tournament. When I wrestled, it was in Vineland, and it just seemed it was very crowded. I think it was run well, but I think what happened was Apsagami learned from what Vineland wasn't able to do, and just they run a very, very nice tournament.
Yes, they do, Nick. Harry Ackerman's the athletic director at Apsagami High School. Nick, Gene Barber, of course, the coach there. Of course, Gene doesn't have much to do with the tournament, I don't think. I think it's more Harry Ackerman and his staff, but we see John Marinelli help out in the seating meetings. His son, John, is the coach at Clearview High School, and it's a nice atmosphere. The day of the seating, they put a spread of food out for the coaches, and they're very hospitable, and they try to accommodate everybody and get as many people in as they can. It's a nice facility. It's a clean facility. In the corner, we see Jerry Everwine, the coach of Kingsway High School, along with Mike McConville, the former Gloucester Catholic wrestler who's assisting.
Both wrestlers going to be called for stalling here with 35 seconds remaining in the second period. Two teams that we did not see in tonight's finals, Gateway and Clayton. Let's not forget about Clayton, they were here tonight.
Yes. Nice move there, Nick. He got the takedown on persistence there because he went into the double leg, drove Yingling to the mat. Yingling tried to counter him, and Bell kept fighting for it. Now what he's got to do with Yingling is going to break him to the mat here and then start working for back points. But you have to break him to the mat first, and this is something he'll learn as he goes on.
So Bell does a nice job riding Yingling out because it looked like Yingling was going to get out, and Bell is injured. And we'll go into the third period.
Little stomach cramps maybe. Paul Marini goes out to take a look.
It's like he was grabbing his right shoulder, but Bell take a 5-1 lead going into the third period.
See Kevin Nastasi out there with a water bottle. Another fine assistant. Was just last year that Nicky Marino was the head coach at St. James and Kevin Nastasi was his assistant.
That's correct. James. Kevin landed the job, and Nicky unable to.
You're cool.
Yeah. No, Kevin was able to find a job in wrestling, and poor Nick Marina on the unemployment line in the wrestling world now, but by his choice. I asked him earlier if he missed it, and I think he does.
Well, I think any ex-coach misses the field a little bit, but when you got a family and a new household, you know, there are other things in life to get involved in too. I think maybe in a year or two we might see him back carousing some sideline somewhere. Michael Bell, a member of that South Jersey Group 1 championship football team at Paulsboro this year, went 10-1 for Coach Glenn Howard. First time since Glenn Howard's been the head football coach at Paulsboro that Paulsboro won the football and wrestling championships in the same year.
Good job by Yingling, keeping in control.
Stayed right with it.
Yeah, it looked like momentarily Bell was going to get out, but Yingling did a nice back heel trip and got Bell back down to the mat with 1:42 remaining. Third period.
That's I'm mistaken here, Nick. There might have been a mistake here because Bell was down in the second period and escaped, and maybe it was Yingling's choice this period. And if that's a fact.
18 seconds had ticked off the clock, but that's it.
Well,
they're going to put
Bell is still down,
yeah.
so maybe Yingling opted to take the top rather than the bottom. But that's kind of unusual in wrestling these days. You don't usually see a wrestler being down the second and third periods because it's definitely an advantage as we see the escape there.
Yeah, you're on the bottom because you have an opportunity to score some points.
And that's twice now that Michael Bell has gotten the escape. So he's built the lead to 6-1. Of course, Yingling remembers the 11 5 loss he had in the dual meet. So, I mean, he's got revenge on his mind, and Bell has to be cautious out there, but be aggressive.
So right there, Yingling going in for the big throw, but Bell able to not panic, sit back on his hips, and gets the takedown. Now leads 8-1.
Polishing off a fine performance, Nick. This would be the 4th champion for Paulsboro in the finals. Only Cooper and Harvey have lost. Maiden, Randolph, Suter, and now Bell just 50 seconds or so away from winning a title.
Well, we start off tonight with a upset victory for Bill Lucas at 103 pounds. He gets a revenge win over Seneca Cooper, and then at 112 pounds, it was Trip Baum of Woodstown all over the young freshman of Pittman's Scott Seibert. And then at 119 pounds, Ernie Maiden of Paulsboro pins Jeff Kenny of Pittman. And then at 125 pounds, Joel Thomas. Hard-fought match for Greg Harvey, but he came up short. Joel Thomas of Clearview wins that one 13-10. Then 130 pounds, it was Jim Monahan, the undefeated senior from Woodbury, winning 6-4 over Mark Somm of Glassboro. Then 135 pounds, Chris Mason, he wins the match by disqualification. However, it was 6-0 on the score clock when the disqualification came over West Deptford's John Kama. And then at 140 pounds, Greg Randolph of Paulsboro wins 11-2 over Sean Everwine of Kingsway. 145 pounds, we saw Charlie Ellis win a very hard match over a freshman from Pittman, Chris Bailey, but Ellis won 6-5. And at 152, Matt Suter won his 131st career win, his 4th-time district title. He wins Technical Falls. Matt Musto 19-4 with 132 remaining to the 3rd period, and 160 Howard Dreisicker wins 10-6 over the number 1 seed Mike Reeves from Glassboro. We're 5 seconds away from Mike Bell winning this match. And that's it.
All right, Nick.
Mike Bell wins 8-5.
8-5
over
and
Kingsway's Clint Yingling. So Paulsboro not having a bad evening tonight. 4 titles, team championship. And let's go to John Mondelli and for some interviews with Ernie Carter and Mike Bell.
Okay, with Ernie Carter. Ernie, your 1st district crown. You finished 2nd as a freshman, 3rd as a sophomore. Last year you didn't have a chance to wrestle. Talk about last year, what happened to you, and then to get ready for this year, what you had to do.
Well, last year since I got shot, I couldn't wrestle and stuff, so I figured this year I had to do something to make up for last year. So I just did my best, and thought about my 2 grandpas because they passed away and got me to motivate it, and I just had to win something.
Yeah, because you don't hear much about the wrestling program at Deptford, and not a lot of press on Ernie Carter, and you were undefeated this year. Did you think about that? Not many articles in the papers, not a whole lot of write-ups on Deptford or on yourself?
Well, that's one thing I really didn't want, because I don't want nobody to look down, look like he's good. I was all right. I wasn't too worried about it.
Now you look at 171, and when you get to Region 8, you got Rhyme of Delsey, a couple other kids. Have you thought that far?
Yeah, it could be the battle of the bulls. So if everybody's tough, it's going to be a good match. So.
Did you set any goals at the start of the year?
Yeah, try to go as far as I can. Win region, stuff like this, try to do my best I can.
Mike Bell, Paulsboro High School, is the champ at 189 pounds. Mike, congratulations. How much did it help you facing Yingling earlier in the year?
Yeah, well, the first time I knew he was a good wrestler coming in. It was only like the 2nd match of the year, I think. And coming off of football, I was sort of out of shape because we played Glassboro, and we only had like a week and a half to get ready. And in the first tournament, I had 2 losses with 2 good kids. And then mainly that week, I was getting in shape, and then we wrestled Kingsway. And I knew he was going to be a tough match, and I sort of dominated on my feet wrestling him. And then sort of after that, like my conditioning got better and better. I lost another match at the Haddon Township, the class. And then after that, it's been all uphill for me, on my feet and everything.
Now, last year, you were only, I think, about 185 pounds. You wrestled a heavyweight as a freshman. This year, you get to go back to your natural weight. Did you feel better wrestling this year as compared to last?
Well, I feel better wrestling this year, knowing that, I'm definitely going to be in there, because last year was Fonzie. And, you never know if he was going to go heavyweight or me, 89, or, versus. So this year I would play football about 205, and then I cut down my weight. Once I got down, I stayed down about 185, and you have to weigh in at 188 to wrestle heavyweight for you never know what's going to happen if I have to go to heavyweight. So I was ended up drinking water before the weigh-ins to go up to weigh in for heavyweight and 89 at the same time.
Okay, Mike, congratulations. When we come back, we'll be with the heavyweights.
And we're at the heavyweight classification where it's West Efford's Mike Gattuso, a senior. He's 20-5, going up against Mark Can, a senior from Kingsway. He's 20-4. Let me just wrap up what we saw earlier on. At 171, we saw Ernie Carter win over Vince Layton, 14-8. And of course, the last match we saw Mike Bell of Paulsboro winning 8-5 over Clint Yingling, and that brings us to the heavyweight classification, where my favorite wrestler from West Efford, Mike Gattuso.
Mike Gattuso,
very gutsy wrestler.
Yes, he has been, Nick. 20 wins and 5 losses this year. He lost to Randazzo of Haddon Township, but we'll never forget that one.
That was a great
all
match.
the way and got caught in the last 15 seconds, got put on his back and got pinned. Lost to Cook of Millville, Duff of Delran, only the defending state champion. Lost to a wrestler from Cesar Rodney, who was the state champ down there, so he's wrestled 2 state champs this year, and he lost to Bushy of Voorhees. 26 wins, 10 losses in a career, and wants to go to Millersville, and he's a football player. Mark Kahn, 21-4 this year, Nick. 38 wins in his career at Kingsway High School. He lost to John Chambers of Gloucester Catholic by a fall. He lost to Ken Johnson of Woodstown, and he lost to, of Williamstown rather, Ken Johnson, and he lost to Mike Warrenchick of Pennsville. Those were 3 of his losses. I don't know where the 4th one was. It's not on the sheet.
51 seconds remaining.
Gattuso
called for stalling.
Advanced with a 109 pin over Dan Bonsich of Gateway, and a 4-3 decision over Mark Murray of Deptford in a great heavyweight match. Very methodical. Mark Kahn advanced with a 123 fall over Matt Renner of Paulsboro and a 107 fall over Chuck Meister of Glassboro. Mark Murray of Deptford, 14-4 now, will be going to the Region 8 tournament because he won the consolation match in a fall, 309 over Chuck Meister of Glassboro. We had a warning for who, Nick?
Both wrestlers were called for stalling. It was a double warning. It's going to be called again, so both wrestlers are going to be awarded a point with 16 seconds remaining in the first period.
Well, what do we got? West Efford and Kingsway out here, Nick. Paulsboro, 154.5 points by my calculations, if they hold up. Don't always hold up. West Efford will be second regardless of what happens. They have 120 points right now, but no champions. This is their 3rd wrestler in the finals, but no champions yet. 1-1 after 1. Looks like Pittman, which had 5 guys in the finals. You see Pete DiBiase along with, nope, I missed seeing who was over there, Nick.
It's like Greg Lay of
That's
Gateway. I can't see
Greg Lay
either from the side here.
The spectators starting to move around a little bit here and shielding our vision. Greg Lay, one of the 3 assistants, fine assistants at West Efford. Over in the Kingsway corner, we got Mike McConville and Tim Frank. I assume Timmy Frank is the bigger of the 2, and he probably does a lot of work with Mark Kahn.
Like you mentioned, John, now the fans are starting to slowly leave Gloucester County College. I can feel the cold draft coming through the stands.
And for a guy that's nursing a cold like you are, Nick, you don't want any cold drafts right now, do you?
It's too late.
It's a cold
you got to know
draft
when to quit. You got to know when to quit. Not like in wrestling where you got to suck it up and go on.
Right.
When you got a cold, you got to know when to quit. It beat me. I lost this battle.
Well, we got hit with a double stall again, so that's 1 point apiece. Next time, double stall is 2 points apiece. And if they continue to dance, double disqualification, and neither one of them will go to
I think what Fenimore wants to see is maybe some duck unders, maybe some single legs. Not shooting, not double legs, but get to the side. Attempt some takedowns, not just tying up.
Now we're mentioning Paulsboro 1 in the team scoring, West Efford 2, Pittman 3. Looks like Glassboro is going to be number 4, Woodstown 5, Kingsway 6. Regardless of what happens in this bout, Clearview 7, Deptford 8, Woodbury 9, Gateway 10, and Clayton 11 in this 11-team District 29 tournament.
Calling it again, John, you're right. That's 2 points each. Very crucial. It's 42 seconds remaining in the second period. And if neither one shoots again, if there's a stall warning again, double disqualification, or is it another 2?
No, we've reached that point. We got a warning, we got a stall 1 apiece, we got a stall 1 apiece, we got a stall 2 apiece. If they're both called, then you get a double disqualification.
Now, this type of disqualification, you would still move on?
Stalling disqualification, yeah, but who's first? They both go out at the same time.
But they would advance. This is not a flagrant misconduct disqualification.
No.
Because that's where you are. You go on to the next. You're not allowed to go on to the next one. Now, John, if John Camo were a junior, he would not only be disqualified to move on, he would have to sit out the first 1 or 2 matches the next season.
I think he would be out of the tournament picture here, and then next year I think would probably have to sit out 1 because his penalty here would be the very next competition.
Well, this one, we are in the penalty mode. We're 12 seconds remaining in the second period. All the points on the board are because of stalls. It's 4-4. And the next person who stalls loses the match. So it's an overtime.
Yeah.
It's a hypothetical overtime.
Now, I was getting a kick out of P.T. Biazzi in that corner where they were tending to Mike Gattuso, and I guess they were running an injury clock because he gave them the signal to cut the injury clock, and it was a neat signal. Well,
that's the end of the second period. We're tied 4-4. It's Mike Gattuso of West Deptford and Mark Can.
You're not going home, are you, Nick?
Throwing my jacket on, John. It's extremely cold.
It is. I can feel it. It feels like an Arctic blast. Well, who had the choice that last period? I'm curious. I wasn't paying attention.
We'll look over to the scoring table.
Kingsway has choice this period, Nick. So if Mark's on the bottom and he gets a point, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Mike Gattuso.
I think if we see any stalling again, it's going to be on your feet. I don't think we'll see it top and bottom.
No, I don't think we'll see it top bottom, but I think Mark, if he gets an escape, that's going to put a lot of pressure on both wrestlers, because then Gattuso is going to have to be the aggressor, the extra aggressor, and go after the Kingsway wrestler, and the Kingsway wrestler can't be too cautious about backing up because he's already got the double stall. He's got the 2-point stall warning.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Next stalling call either way, and the guy's
match
out.
Is over. Yeah.
Somebody just asked me that.
See little DJ Kama spraying the mats, and Roy Fenimore mopping up some droplets of blood. DJ is 6th grader, I understand. Brother to John Kama, wrestled earlier this evening, and I understand, talking with Mr. Kama, DJ will pursue his career on the mats where he's doing his midget work right now in Paulsboro.
Well, it looks like we're ready to go. The last and final match of the evening. 2 minutes remaining. We're going to start the third period. And Gattuso is going to elect to let Can up.
That's
interesting move here.
Interesting
call. Unless he finally figures that, hey, I'm going to push into him, I'm going to get the stall warning, or I'm going to be the aggressor. I'm going to work to the outside, work my duck unders, work my snap down drags, and win this match. But as long as they're tied up like that, it won't happen.
Yeah, and you can see Gattuso now putting a little bit more pressure on, and Mark Hahn of Gateway is leading 5-4 right now, but they've had their full limit of stalling warning, so Gattuso keeps the pressure on and entices a stalling call. He's going to win.
Well, both trying to improve their position on this tie-up situation.
The crowd thinning out, Nick, as we're racing towards the 10 o'clock hour.
As long as Gattuso can keep pushing into Can, there could be a potential disqualification here.
Yes.
So this time Can pushes into Gattuso.
Nick, I think this is one of the most methodical types of districts that I've seen in a long, long time. Usually you get a lot of great excitement with the number of Paulsboro wrestlers who win and how big a margin Paulsboro going to win by. Paulsboro clinched it way back when Ernie Maiden got his pin to win his title, and it's been kind of a rather subdued, polite following.
That's it. That match is over. What do you think? It's over. He's disqualifying them. Roy Fenimore is going to have to shake hands. It's a double disqualification. No hands are raised. Now, John, that's curious because it's 5-4 on the clock.
Right.
Would it be double disqualification, even though, or would he go with the score?
Well, you can't. There's no more points to add at this point, Nick. So what you've got is you got a 1, a 1, and 2, and you're out.
Let's go to the score tape.
That's all he can do. He's got to leave, but
I thought we would get to listen to Roy Fenimore give the explanation. But it's a double disqualification, and John, you're right. Who goes on to get seated? Who wins? Who wrestles Wednesday night first?
I've never seen it before. I'll be quite honest. I don't know what to tell you because I haven't seen it before. I have no idea now who does what. I'll find out tomorrow morning because I'll be at the seating meeting that they're going to have at Absegami High School, but I don't have a clue.
So this is the first for John Bojaning, not knowing what the situation is, and it's pretty good. So this is really ironic. We end up tonight's matches with a question mark.
Yeah. Well, we do know this.
Let's take a break from Gloucester County College. We'll come back with a wrap up right after this.
Okay.
And welcome back to Gloucester County College, where Paulsboro has won their 22nd consecutive District 29 championship. And John, it was done in an outstanding fashion. Paulsboro puts 6 people in the finals and come away with 4 winners.
4 champions, and by my calculations, 154.5 points for Paulsboro to win it. West Deptford 120 points for second place, which is 34 points behind, 34.5 points behind. One of the closest races in years, but we knew this coming in. We knew that there were quality wrestlers for West Deptford, for Pittman, for Woodstown, for Glassboro, for Woodbury. We knew that, so we knew it would be a close race. Third place was Pittman with 95.5 points. And Glassboro, then Woodstown, then it looks like Clearview, Deptford, Woodbury, Kingsway was 6. So, the top 3, Paulsboro, West Deptford, Pittman. It was quite a tournament for them.
Well, I thought it was a good District 29 because, number one, Paulsboro did not clinch in the semifinals. It took Paulsboro to get to the finals to clinch that match tonight. So I thought it was good overall only because I thought the balance was there. I thought at 103 pounds it was nice to start District 29 with an upset. Bill Lucas upsets Seneca Cooper. It sets the tone of the evening.
Yeah, a little revenge, and Seneca hadn't lost since he lost in a Deep Creek final tournament down in Virginia. True testament to Bill Lucas, who lost in a dual meet, to come back and get a little revenge.
Yeah, then we saw Matt Suter. He wins his 131st career win and his 4th District 29 title. So we saw some history, and every time Matt steps on the mat, again, some history is going to be made for him.
Yeah. And we saw earlier in the tournament in the semifinals, little Ernie Maiden, 119-pound champion, win his 100th career victory number 101 in the final. So, Chris Mason had a great match, district champion last year, and the Outstanding Wrestler Award recipient. Comes back and defends his district title this year.
Let's talk about that heavyweight match very briefly. We had a double disqualification. We didn't have a winner this year at District 29, so there were only 12 winners. There are only 12 winners. There will be no heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting for the seedings. How do you seat?
Well, they're supposed to, if I understand what we got in a hurry here, they will decide that tomorrow. And right now, Paul Marina's out there getting the first place trophy award, and they're getting a cake too, Nick. You know the story behind the cake?
No.
You don't know that story, huh?
Because I never got cake from one.
Well, it started a few years ago. Wrestlers shouldn't get any, but Mrs. Vogue started buying cakes, I don't know how many years ago, 15, 20 years ago, and now Mrs. Vogue and Mrs. Cameron went together and bought a Coke congratulating the boys for their championship, and how about that?
Waiting for the Outstanding Wrestler Award.
It's coming up next, and
waiting for the public address announcer Steve Anashevsky to let us know.
Second year in a row.
Second year in a row, so that is going to be Chris Mason
of Woodstown High School.
135-pound weight class, so that's 2 times he is the MVW. And I thought he was going to get it if he would have pinned John Cam. I said that in the middle. thought maybe they would have given the nod to Matt Suter only because if it's his 4th time, he pinned all the way through, he technical fault in the finals. It would have been just nice icing on the cake for him, but you can't take it away from Chris Mason. He wrestled a strong match.
Not at all. I mean, Chris Mason went out there, had a job to do. He was second seeded, even though he was the defending champion coming back, and he did a great job out there against a tough John Kama. The only sad thing about that is that John Kama will not be wrestling at the Region 8 tournament because of the disqualification, and I don't know. That sort of takes a little bit of glitter off the tournament, as does the situation of heavyweight where we had a double disqualification. I mean, that ought to be a neat seeding meeting.
Well, it's been a great District 29 tournament once again. Everyone here did an outstanding job, from the match scorers to the people putting out the mats. We're going to look forward to Region 8 competition, of course, in Apsagami High School. But that'll wrap it up here, where Paulsboro has won their 22nd consecutive District 29 title. For John Bogadine, I'm Nick Berzichelli. We'll see you next time on Channel 5.